Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
Hey y'all, how's it going? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Y'all doing okay?
Soup is here.
That's about as high energy as I can be today. I just ran through it. My tank is empty now. That's a great film. Are you the fanatic? Brother, I spent all day talking to people in the YouTube comments about how video games are actually have very good stories. I can't be talking about The Fanatic and how The Fanatic is actually a good movie. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's one thing to have like a difference of opinion on, you know, what constitutes a good story within the confines of a video game. It's another thing to put Fred Durst in the conversation as far as directors are concerned. Okay, it's awful. All right. Okay, anyway, welcome. Hope you're all doing fantastic. We're playing some Monster Rancher 4. If you weren't here on Monday, or I guess Tuesday would be like the day it happened, I got all my shit copyright claimed by a content troll. Okay, so we can separate background music and sound effects, so we're going to be doing that. There's this company called Upfront, who for like 10 plus years apparently has just been copyright striking everybody who plays Monster Rancher 4, everybody who plays like some of the Digimon games. Complete like content troll. They're not a real company. They just downloaded the software and then made the claims on the content ID system. And because that shit is so fucking broken, nobody's done anything about it. So I have put in a ticket with YouTube, and hopefully we can stop them for good. Would have contacted Twitch, YouTube on Twitter. Yeah, YouTube on Twitter doesn't actually give a shit. Like, they simply don't care. But I have reached out through a connection. You know, I'm not like a big YouTuber, but I do know someone who knows somebody who knows somebody. So, you know, maybe we'll get a good word put in. Especially because it's not like, I'm not looking to get my stuff unbanned, right? I already threatened Upfront specifically. And they were like, okay. Heard, and they took the ban off, but you know it's not right that it's only for me. Dylan Cook, thank you for the golem tier. Appreciate that, very kind of you. Is this why Monster Rancher 4 gets copyrighted so much? Yes, it is. Did I know I could make the first official Monster Rancher 4 speedrun on the official site? I could also like be the first person to like speedrun shooting myself in the face, but there's a reason I'm not doing that either. That's all I'm going to say on that. So music's off. I do think the music is like fitting for this game. I've used some of the music in my videos before. Which is weird that it hasn't been like copyright like struck in the past. Maybe I didn't actually end up using the music. Maybe I decided against it last minute or something. I don't remember. But yeah, always looking out for content creators. I mean, I'm not a big guy, but I do have a lot of time on my hands right now, so I can make the rules, requirements, and routes though, or, and I say this with love, I could play a good game instead. Monster Rancher 4 is fine. There's way worse games out there, but it's just, I'm not passionate enough about it to do anything about it. Speaking of which, before we get started, I am going to take a look at speedrun.com right now. I just want to make sure. Okay, so it's still there. So, I, until last week, had the world record for Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2, the speedrun for it. I routed it all out. And then somebody was like, oh, by the way, I beat your time by like 1 billion minutes, which is sick as hell because I theorized the game could be beaten in roughly the time they did it in. They're about 3 minutes slower than what I assumed, like, if I had a really good run I could do. So that's really sick. I hope they want to keep playing after I take a look at this. But I do have to actually take a look at it at some point to see if it's legit. I should crush them. It would be fun to, like, start speedrunning it again. Because I beat it. I was the first person to beat it in under an hour. And now it's down to 43 minutes. And I theorized you could beat it in, like, 40 minutes flat. Because, like, I made a lot of mistakes. So that's pretty hype. If I were to play again, my goal would be sub 40. But I'm curious to see what they did. I gotta look that up at some point. I feel bad because they've been pending for 9 days. My bad, Ferdy. Or Fertile? Joined 9 days ago. He joined just for this. That's sick. I'm happy, man. But yeah, I gotta get to that at some point. Tomorrow, I bet I'll take a look. I'll see what's up. I was just a face only a mom could love. You put respect on the mighty, mighty Bosco. He's never had to knock on wood, but he knows someone who has. All right. What are we listening to for soundtrack? People keep saying Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear is pretty intense for what's going on in this game. Show him running again? That's the impression. That's the impression I also get from looking at him. There's no view mode here, right? KK Slider? KK Slider is, like, in the realm. He's named after a cheese stick. Makes him pretty lovable. The Bosco sticks. Let me get the Bosco sticks and the cigarettes. RuneScape is the generic long content jam I often hear. Earthbound? It was so funny. I didn't even see Earthbound, and I was thinking in my head, but I saw that seeing RuneScape for some reason. Maybe my brain subliminally read Earthbound. Cassette Beast soundtrack? That's kind of hype. Sega Bass Fishing OST is pretty good too. I've used the Sega Bass Fishing OST in some of my videos before. This is going to take longer than the video. Sign one music. Yakuza OST? I'm trying not to get copyright claimed. Sea Shanty. 10 hours? Oh my god. Monster Sanctuary? I was thinking of that too. I'm gonna be real. I don't think the Monster Sanctuary soundtrack is, like, super good. I think it has a couple of tracks that are really, really, really good. And most of them are not. You know what would go hard, though? You guys aren't even gonna know this. Some of you will. You'll know it immediately. The little song in the intro to this, not in the intro, in the menu, makes me think of this game. Not that one. Okay, trying to play ads. Get out of here. Dragon Seed OST? That'd be good too. Dual Masters OST? No. Metal cover of the Expedition theme from the new Rancher Rundown was sick. Yeah, it's in the... That's on the CD. I gotta find the right sound, like, volume for this, though. Probably something like that. Quiet enough so if you're not listening to it with headphones, when I edit this together, it won't be too jarring to hear the music get spliced. I don't have a way currently with my setup to split it so the audio capture for my the backing tracks I'm just playing off of YouTube are separated from my voice. There is a way for me to do it, but I don't want to record my vocals separately and sync it up later. I'm absolutely not going to do that for a VOD. I'm not willing to put in that much effort. You can do it pretty easily in OBS. That is not an actual issue, but the problem is the way I have all my shit routed. By the time it gets to OBS, it's already mixed down. So I would have to splice it in like different software and then recompile it afterwards, which I don't know. May or may not be that big of a deal the more I'm thinking about it. It might not be that big of a deal. I don't know. It's fine. Okay, I feel like I gotta turn this down a bit still. Also, nobody knows what this is, and that's sick. I'm pretty happy you guys can't figure this out yet. Nobody's been like, oh shit, it's so-and-so. Okay, where are we at with this guy? If you weren't watching the other day, we really only raised power. We raised life, like, quite a bit, actually. He started with, like, 80 life or something. So his life is up, like, almost 50%. But, power has been the go-to so far. We have to change some of this, though. We don't need balance. Training. We need life blade. Life blade, balance, rest, trampoline, rest, sandbag, trampoline. I'm going to do life blade more. We can do this. That's a lot of life training, but I think that's what I need to win right now. It's not Chrono Cross. You're right, it's not Chrono Cross. So there's a lot going on in Monster Rancher 4. If you haven't played the game, I will help you out with that, but I'm not going to explain what I'm doing like every time because there's a lot going on. Okay, so I can do competitions. There's quite a few competitions. Your Spanish guitar with Japanese influence, my mind just goes to Silent Hill. Similar vibe to Silent Hill. Look at him doing the shake weight. Got that shit. That's the minstrel song soundtrack, but I'm probably crazy. I don't know what that is. Look at him wave that shit. No matter how much it jiggles, the carrot never moves. Dude. He's just going. Okay. What's next? Balance. Okay. Hardcore wiggling that shit? He is hardcore wiggling that shit. We gotta feed him foods here. He was hardcore wiggling that shit. He's got that wiggle on lock. And does everything one-handed. Wait. Competition, is it this week? Yes. This is the perfect time because he's gonna rest next week. Does he ever work more than one arm at a time? Maybe. Okay. You know, the drums are cool. There's got to be more going on, though. This is not normalized very well. We're gonna have to constantly keep turning it up and down. Okay. It's just dynamic, folks. fun and quit. That's sick. I'm happy for me. UD? Erectile dysfunction. You wrecked them. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, maybe you do. Alright, that was a lot of damage. But you're dead. Pretty close fight. Alright, good tournament. Now we can advance to rank C. I think we got what it takes. I think we have what it takes for rank C. It's pretty close. You should be working on legs anyway. He's, like, by definition got chicken legs. Dude, so now that my gym has, like... It's not 24-hour access. It's open, like, 7 a.m. till 9, basically. But, it's so close to me, and it's, like... It's so nice for open training now, where I didn't have access to that before. That I can just, like, go whenever. So I went last night, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to stream. Professor Layton, maybe? Close. I'm just going to say, this is Magic Pendule. Okay, we're resting. Lifeblade rest. Sure. Never heard of it. It's nice music. Magic Pendule. You would love Magic Pendule, Goat. It's a game where you draw little guys and they come to life, and that's the monsters that you fight with. Insufficient breeder rank? Mamma mia. Do I got to go to an adventure? I guess we got to go on an adventure. Yeah, I found the old Magic Pendule VOD while I was putting together the Last Rancher rundown. Also, look at that run animation. And it's sick. Used to live next to 24/7 gym and 24/7 Walmart. Love not ever seeing another single human being and being completely nocturnal. 3 a.m. shopping and working out all alone. That's sick. Need to do the adventures. That's fine. We got this. Having a little bit more life would definitely help. How's the music volume, by the way? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? If you think it might be a little bit too loud, it's probably too loud. You guys always underestimate how loud it is. I'm not putting it louder. It's horrible. It's definitely as loud as it needs to be, but it may be too loud. Raising effort Japanese 2997 tourney. Grinding down in stats is aging me. Yeah, I saw that. It's like... Things are... See? Doesn't this sound exactly like the menu for this game? It's so nice. It's nice to QL that after marking comp shows on the training schedule. Yeah, it's cool. Hey, Zep, how you doing? I'm probably going to enter something for that Japanese tournament. I can hear you so it's not as loud as YouTube shorts. What? You don't want to watch a Breaking Bad clip with like Bangarang playing at like 900 decibels in the background to avoid copyright? That also like happened in the show, but like let's not worry about it. That's part of this. That shouldn't actually happen. Johnny Bazooka Tone. Target games about fighting with music. That sounds fun. To be fair, so's Monster Rancher if you think about it. And Cassette Beasts. I got King's Fist and the White Pot. So now I can use the Judo Chop if I want, because I got King's Fist. But I might stick with King's Foot, because it's a funny theme. You're making the monster use for the Koshin? Why don't... I could just enter Powerman 2997, but then that's not... exclamation mark... Or not exclamation mark. That's not content TM. Boo? Why boo? Do you know how fucking hard it is to raise that monster to strict 2997? Is Monster Rancher 4 good? It's different. I think it's a good game, but it's not a good Monster Rancher game, if that makes sense. If you're expecting it to be Monster Rancher-like, it is on the surface only, but there's so many, like, additional systems and mechanics that are, like, you know, they're not inherently bad, but it does distract a lot from, like, what makes Monster Rancher fun. In the JP Discord, yeah, they posted it in the English one. I don't know if they're part of Kujira's Discord. Ungraceful is the best way to describe this game. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. What kind of color Pandora sub was that? Antland. Yeah, let me put it this way. Monster Rancher 4 is like Monster Rancher if you've never played Monster Rancher before. If you have like a very like outside looking in kind of understanding of the games, then you're probably like, what's the difference? It looks like the same game with extra stuff. But if you're like really into Monster Rancher 2, like the way that the scene is into Monster Rancher 2, you'll find stuff to complain about for sure. Forget about copyright issue for a second. Like the song sounds so off. Yes, it's I just don't want to deal with it. They released my claim because I like threatened them because it was just a copyright troll. But I don't know. Animations are so scuffed. Yeah, they are lacking weight for sure. I'm running out of energy. It'd be cool if we could beat this. I will come for you and punch you in the mouth. I feel like I have said that before. I don't remember saying that, but I believe you. Is what I'm getting at. Okay. What's the button to change the... There we go. The menu. Or the map, I should say. Gamba. Yeah, you got me. I have no survivability, man. Okay, can I attack? Cool. I think it's tedious to do something relaxing to some and relaxing and enjoyable to others. I mean, that's Monster Rancher in a nutshell, right? But it's kind of like that exacerbated. I am the better ninja. First time through this game will always be that the last crawl of the game. Yeah. Where it seems like decent enough survivability when you start with 99 guts. Yeah, that's true. You can just swing. You need to play 3 hours of Monster Rancher 4 to play 30 minutes of real Monster Rancher. That's true. Like, we played for 4 hours the other day. We spent about an hour just looking at monsters and stuff. So we did about 3 hours of, like, actual gameplay, and we progressed a year and a bit. Anything good mechanics in this game? I mean, it tries a lot of stuff. It has, like, an element system and, like, weaknesses and resistances, and you get to, like, fine-tune your loadout so you don't need to have like every attack. You can be like, oh, I got an intelligence attack on accident and I'm not raising an intelligence monster. I can just not equip that to my monster. It has a level up system, which is a lot easier to understand, I think, than how getting new techs in Monster Rancher 2 worked. I don't think it's as good of a system. I much prefer, you know, you've mastered a new tech, you've mastered an old technique, time to get a new one with like tech chains and stuff like that. I understand why they did it, but they sort of brought Doodle back. They did. Get some Sea Shanty 2 going? No, it's not happening. We have stuff happening in the background. It's just not super loud. Jack in the Joe. Sucks that you couldn't actually play this guy till Evo? He might have been in DS first. Obviously, I'm a fan of Jack in the Show, though. Best mechanic is it raise multiple monsters for those that enjoy that sort of micromanagement. It becomes very, very difficult and then literally impossible to do efficiently. Because they let you raise up to 5 monsters at the same time, and you just don't have the means to to handle that. Single mother with 5 kids. It's tough. First 3 songs from a Dragon Force album, I'll cover your 4-hour stream. The whole thing is I'm trying not to get copyright claimed. I should probably not pick the music that copyright claimed the guy who wrote the music. Infamously. Herman Lee had his like channel taken down for playing Through the Fire and Flames on his own channel. Ultimate Ranch is 3.5 is absurd upkeep. You are correct. A small gripe. There's like 2 things you cannot adjust on your ranch. What do you mean? Just so you guys know, like, the whole game's not this easy. I'm, like, really over-leveled for this right now. But I need to do it to, like, progress in the story. It's a thing that's, like, kind of annoying about the game, and, like, why it's not Monster Rancher-like, is that you're railroading it into doing specific things at specific times. Whereas Monster Rancher, like, historically is not that. Monster Rancher historically is, like, you just do what you want, when you want it. And that's it. And this one is like, oh, you want to go to C rank? You got to do 2 hours of story first. You got to see Diaboromon kill a golem in a flashback. Don't worry about the story. There's like literally nothing happening here. Got Polacks on my ranch. Dude, I did this event for McDonald's, and one of the guys who like wasn't the franchisee, I don't think, but like I think he was an investor in it or something. I don't know. He was related to the business somehow. But he did this speech, and out of nowhere, at the end of the speech, he's like, everybody always complains about racism today. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's an insane way to like end your like random speech about the charity you're raising money for. And he's like, and I think if you are offended by racism, you are like a coward, basically. And then he's like, because I'm Polish, and Polish people, we've had to deal with it forever. And the guy was like literally 90 years old, and it's like, where is this coming from? Like, nobody like read Grandpa's speech before he started. It was insane, man. He's like, I've been called a Polak so many times. So, like, don't get offended if somebody's racist to you. And then it's like, all right, we were talking about how much money we raised for a children's hospital. Right on, man. No. Is it happening yet? Are not being held at this time. I gotta do it again? Okay, we're going back. We're stuck. Alright, Bosco. We're going back, Bosco.
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
That's me, like, every day. Okay. I love Magic Pendule, and I love the soundtrack, but it is so quiet, and then loud, and quiet, and then loud. We're gonna change gears in a pretty insane way. And, yeah. Oh, there you go. It's expensive. You want to try it? Brother, you can, 5-finger discount is all I'm gonna say. You can simply not pay, a reseller who wants too much money for a thing that they have no respect for. Just like using your actual console whenever you can. I get that. Exceptions have to be made, though. I think I just really dig about Fort is the art shy few things. I don't really like the way this game looks, to be honest, but I think it's fine. Yeah, I gotta go fight the boss. Ooh. It'd be cool if I can get some traits that like actually matter. A smash hit. Okay, it's a smash hit. Let's take a look at my monster. Smash hit. Doesn't look great. I forget. How do you get the attributes? I forget how that works. E-E-E-E-C. This versus this. It's more damage. This is like big withering? Weird. Monsters in this game look too much like Pokemon? I gotta disagree. I don't think there's a Pokemon that looks like that. Is there a Pokemon that looks like this guy? Holy moly. I don't think they'd be as popular as they were if there was. Eat his ass. 108 damage? A little punch? Attributes come as traits. But okay, so once you unlock like lore, then you get the ability to put it on your attacks. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Monster Hunter 3 not having the subbreeds is, I think, the more you play the game, not really an issue. Because the way they implemented the regional variants is, like, really, really cool. I understand just at first glance that it's like, I can't mix these two monsters, that kind of sucks. But the designs in the game are, like, pretty solid. Color Pandora is basically Magneton. you know, people are allowed to have their opinions. It was real nice, like I said today. I had like a pretty long discussion with someone on YouTube comments because the last time we were playing this, I was talking about how like video games just historically don't have good writing. And most of the time when someone's like, this game has good writing, it's like, yeah, it's good writing for a video game, but it's not like good writing compared to like your average book or movie. And so we were talking about how, you know, like I love Final Fantasy IX. I love the story in Final Fantasy IX. I love the gameplay of Final Fantasy IX. But I am fully aware that the story of Final Fantasy IX isn't actually anything special. Like, it's, you know, it's compelling it's as compelling as it needs to be to serve the purpose, the greater purpose of making a fun game. But it's not like a masterclass in like narrative and like writing. It's good. And the game is fantastic, so you combine those two things, and each part elevates the other to become more than the sum of its parts. It's fine. It's good. But I don't think, you know, you couldn't take that story and, like, make a movie out of it and have it, like, be cohesive and interesting. And we were talking about how a lot of video game movies, you know, they don't work at all because the games, like most games at the absolute best, have a narrative that's like B-movie level, and that's like that's the aspiration, right? But then on top of that, you got stuff like Resident Evil, where, you know, the Resident Evil story is pretty okay. It's not like unbelievably like fascinating beyond what it is, right? Like, it's not anything particularly special. But in the context of the game it's in, it does such a good job at elevating the already very, very strong gameplay, and it makes the game better. And so, by those standards, you know, the story is pretty good. It's a full package. But as soon as you take away the interactivity and, like, what makes the game good, i.e. the actual gameplay, then, you know, the story doesn't really stand on its own. Like, it's not good enough to stand on its own. And that's not really a diss on the story, because it's not written to be a movie. It's written to, like, help facilitate the gameplay. So when you try to take a game story and you're like, I'm gonna make this into a movie, it almost always just sucks ass. Maybe that's just Paul W.S. Anderson, but it just sucks because, like, you know, you have to change so much because, you know, what makes it cohesive is the gameplay interspersed in it, right? Borderlands 2 could definitely be an actual movie, so how they flop with the... That's such a funny thing to say. I don't think it could, because, like you said, they tried to make a Borderlands movie and it's fucking terrible. Ooh, so we got punches and we got kicks. But that's because games are very different from a formatting perspective. Gameplay and narrative are inherently at odds, for sure. Completely agree. Gameplay has its own storytelling language, and the plot is only part of it. And so here's, people agree, people disagree. It doesn't matter one way or another. My point of bringing this up, that looked like the exact same move, by the way. Fantastic animation. Was that someone disagreed with me, and they wrote a paragraph about it, and I wrote a paragraph in response, and, you know, it didn't get heated. It was just, like, interesting. I don't really agree with that. And then, like, back and forth like that. And then it turns out we mostly agreed anyway, but, you know, at first glance it seemed like we disagreed on everything. Here's what I think. Story can make a good game great, but the best story in the world cannot take a bad video game and make it good. You can go from the middle to the top, but you can't go from the bottom to the middle. It's not, that'll never happen. Think of all the games you love that are, like, heavy on narrative. Like RPGs, anything that has, like, a compelling story, like a Final Fantasy Tactics, or, you know, Legend of Dragoon. They're fun. Like, even, like, you know, even if they're a little bit more adult in the story, and it's not just, like, hero saves the day, like, young adult fiction level writing. That's kind of what Legend Dragoon is. But the game's really fun, and the story works for that, and it's okay. The story is serviceable, and it's good enough that it takes a game that's like already pretty solid and makes you want to play the game more to see what happens next. But if the gameplay sucked ass, you'd be like, alright, it's Hero's Journey. Like, what else is there to say? Think of every game you've ever played where like narrative is the focus. Is it better than Super Monkey Ball? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Games don't need the story. Some games obviously need a story to facilitate the rest of it, but they're built with that in mind. It's not like, oh, I built an RPG, I forgot to make the story, oh no! Oh no! It's like, it's obviously like part of the process, right? Or it could be like, I have a good story, but I think a game would help, like, you know, get the point across a little bit better. And that's fine too. But the gameplay needs to be front and center, or else you get fucking Beyond Two Souls. Where the gameplay's so fucking bad that it becomes like a self-parody. Hop about Monkey Ball? That's crazy. I know you're trolling, but... I don't actually like Fire Emblem 4, but I kind of imagine a generation shift would be meh if it's narrative only. You can see that. Pure world building is more important than story to me. I think that's like where it gets muddy, right? When you have something like the Elder Scrolls, where like the story itself, I don't think the writing in Skyrim is very good, especially considering how much they like put into the story of it, right? Considering how much effort was put in, I think it's pretty lackluster. Everything that's not like part of the main narrative is like 11 out of 10 though. All the like little books you can find, all the environmental storytelling of like random NPCs who have like shit going on in their day, all that stuff makes it like makes the world feel very cohesive. And I know people love to talk shit on Skyrim now because, you know, the combat was kind of crappy, and familiarity breeds contempt, right? So people are like sick of the game. Todd, stop putting your Skyrim in my new console type shit. But like the story's not that good. It's like, okay, you're a dragon man, you can talk to dragons, and I'm being glib to prove a point, but not much else happens. There's like the world's dumbest war is also happening, and they try real hard to be like, there's no good guys in war. These guys are racist, but these guys are, you know, it's the bougies versus the racists. Like, which side are you gonna pick? Oh, you have to pick a bad side. It's like, okay, that's like a story written by like a libertarian 14-year-old. Like, isn't it crazy how everything's actually really fucked up in politics? What about Congress? See what those clowns did? What a bunch of clowns. Plus the Argonian made Disco Elysium. It's really interesting because I saw someone like make almost the exact same point that I was making on stream on Monday when we were talking about it, except they were like, think of like he was like, I consider games art, but like think of like what makes a game a masterpiece, and it's like fucking Super Mario Bros. Instead of it's not Disco Elysium. And like I think Disco Elysium is like definitely in contention for like one of the better narrative-driven video games that has ever existed. I think, you know, it's, I can understand why you wouldn't like it, but it's there. It's pretty good. But he's right. Like, it's glib, but like I agree. Racist versus fascist, go get him. I'm 11 and this is deep. That's kind of what the story is. Like, it's stupid when you think about it. Also, we got a boss fight. But, it's just, like, does the bad story make the game worse? I don't think people really talk about the game in terms of, like, it's bad because the story's bad, or it's good because the story's good, right? They talk about Skyrim and they don't like it because they think the combat's shitty. or they do like it because it was really fun to ride a horse up a mountain. And that's the crux of it, right? Either you like the actual pressing of buttons or you don't like the pressing of buttons, and then reading the words is completely auxiliary. I'm gonna simp for ludonarrative games that are really secretly litmus therapy for the player. Oh man. Oh, you mean like Monster Rancher? Alright, we gotta fight King Shitdin. We're gonna beat your ass. Oh no, he blocked it. I'm gonna lose now. Bird combo. He's gonna hit me with the bird combo. 48 guts? I don't think so. Bird combo plus? Do I survive this? I do not survive this. I should have saved. Alright. Let's save next time. What's really funny is I would have one-shot him if I was to attack him too. So it was just who hit first, and I lost. Are boss mons unlockable? No, they're not. You can have nunchucks. I got so many nunchucks. Pressing the Skyrim buttons because there's some cool kill cams with weapons I think look cool. It's true. And played Chrono Trigger, man, the game had a fun story and gameplay. I almost plays Mass Effect 3 in that same pedestal until the third game's ending. Yeah, that was a pretty funny. Just the whole thing was pretty funny. And she saved is a very Bethesda thing to say. You know, that was the goal. That was the joke. I did it for the bit, if anyone asks. Oh man. It's funny though because like I had like I said I had a pretty good conversation with someone about it. But there's also people who are like, no, games need to have stories to be good, and it's you never heard of a fucking fighting game? Like, I don't know what to tell you. That's an insane take. The game doesn't need a story to be good. You need a story for basketball to be good? Some would argue yes, by the way. But I'm just saying. See that save? You can reload it. Oh. Every old Monster Hunter has like minimal story. Monster Hunter is pretty story dense. It's just that this story is a monster is terrorizing this area. We got to do something about it. Oh no, that wasn't the monster terrorizing it. There's a bigger monster that we didn't know about, which is literally every Monster Hunter story. And then they turned it into a movie. Thank you, Paul W.S. Anderson. Just like I'm saying, there's not enough meat on those bones to make it happen. Can I fucking... Oh my god, he's got Nirvana. Nirvana is like ease. Except if I hit him, nothing happens. It's not like extra boost. Watch me stutter step my way in. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. You can't see me. Oh, what's this? I tricked him. He didn't see it coming at all. Okay, relax, dude. Come on. All of this for like 2 experience? S accuracy, by the way. Okay, we got him. Thank you. Maybe some people do say that. They do have manager modes. I just meant that like people like storylines. Like, oh, this team hasn't beat this team in 600 days. That's how people tell time. when they talk about lengths of time. It's in hundreds of days. There was an interview with the director of the movie where he was like inspired by the 2010 Metal Gear crossover and thought machine gun soldiers versus dinosaurs is cool. Dino Crisis is right there. They don't play games. Paul W.S. That was Paul W.S. Anderson, right? Or was it just Mila Jovovich? That's the dream, though, right? He's like Adam Sandler, but the wife guy version of Adam Sandler, where he's just like, I'm gonna make movies specifically so I can see my beautiful wife in hot costumes, basically. I'm gonna keep my wife employed. Honestly, you know, we stand a king is what I'm saying. One of my favorite video game stories growing up was Breath of Fire 4, but it's been so long since I played it that I don't actually remember much. So my issue with your argument is how Hollywood adapts them versus how a very funded indie director or someone might adapt a game. My argument against that would be your implication is that there's literally no one in Hollywood who's capable of taking a story made for the purpose of making money and adapting it into a story made for the purpose of making money, which I think is like, I think you probably don't like movies if you think there's like nobody capable, because they're not making these movies with the intent to be shitty, right? They're doing their best. The story's not there though. Guess that's why his RE movies had 1 million clones of her. He knows what he likes. You know, it's funny. I remember enjoying Monster Hunter 4 as a kid, but playing as an adult just seems tedious and not like Monster Hunter. That's what I'm saying. Most recent Mario movie was serviceable. If you are 7 years old, yeah. Like, I'm not saying this to be like obnoxious, but like if you're like, yeah, the Mario movie is pretty good, it's like pretty good for like a kids movie or like pretty good movie, because those are not the same thing. Because I went to see it and the entire time I was there, I was like, my like little cousins would go crazy for this shit. And they'd be right to do so. But it's like, you know, Toy Story is a kid's movie that is a masterpiece, right? Succeeding at being a kid's movie is like Troll in Central Park succeeded at being a kid's movie, and that's like maybe like top 10 worst fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. Don Bluth spinning in his grave to hear it, but god damn, that movie sucks ass. Couldn't watch the Mario movie based on who the voice actors were. Everybody in the movie did a good job. How's Glorf doing? He's doing okay. Troll in Central Park, yes. Troll in Central Park is a movie I watched a million times as a kid, and I tried to show it to my wife when we like first started dating. And I was like, I love this movie as a kid. And we got like 15 minutes into the movie, and for the entire first 15 minutes, the two kids that the story is based on have been crying. Literally for the first 15 minutes. Everything that happens just makes them cry. And it's like, okay, not a big deal. But then it continues. And it's like 45 minutes into the movie, like halfway over before like there's any kind of like development. Tom Bluth isn't even dead yet. He's still spinning in his grave. Joked about it last night, really? How did the fucking guy who made Secret of Nim make Troll in Central Park, man? That shit's crazy. The same guy who made Star Wars make Howard the Duck? Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy how, like, he made Howard the Duck, and then also he made the worst movie. It's really funny, too, when I talk about, like, narrative and stuff, and people always mention KOTOR, and it's like, I don't care about Star Wars, man. Like, that's one of those things where it's like, people are always like, oh, you forgot about KOTOR. And it's like, I didn't, because, like, I don't know anything about it. Star Wars as a concept is just so, like, uninteresting to me. That's not, you know, that's neither here nor there about the movies, but, like, personally, it's not my thing at all. Sometimes you cook and sometimes you flop, but that's like a meteoric flop. There were worse Star Wars movies than Howard the Duck? I would say so. Star Wars just, like, there's nothing about it that interests me. I don't like the aesthetics of it. I don't like, you know, the culture around it. I don't like sci-fi, like, space opera type of stuff. Not really my thing. So it's just like, you know, it's not up my alley. It's never gonna check those boxes for me. Again, not a failing of the stuff. Not everything is made for you, bro. Classic privileged white cis hetero male expecting everything to be made for him. Star Wars wasn't made for you. Oh man. Okay, I did save, so we're gonna do this. Isn't Secret Name a book adaptation? I don't know. That's probably pretty easy to figure out. You could Google it. But I didn't know there was a book. I hate that I'm like not doing enough damage with my super accurate attack. Recent Star Wars trilogy sucks so bad. I don't know what they're thinking of the storyline. I think I saw the first one of the new trilogy, and I was like, yeah, this is about how every Star Wars movie feels to me. Then that was it. It is? Okay. Does this dude have Zoom's cries? Yeah. He has one sound effect, and it's Zoom from Monster Rancher 2. He was like this in Monster Rancher 3 as well. I don't know why they did it 2 games in a row, but they did. A lot of Don Bluth's movies did not age well. I thought he did We're Back. And it blew my mind to find out that it wasn't him. We're Back is a movie starring John Goodman. He plays a T-Rex, basically comes back to life and is given brain juice that makes him smart, him and all his dinosaur friends. It's not a Don Bluth movie, and I thought my entire life that it was. But anyway, that movie has maybe the worst sound mixing ever. Like, it's kind of unbelievable how, like, charming of a movie it is, and just on a technical level, like, the animation's very good, but the sound is so bad that there's times where you can't tell what they're saying, man. Like, there's, like, entire scenes where it's just, like, mumbling with music that's, like, 30 decibels too loud. It sounds like a fucking YouTube short where they're trying to, like, stop copyright infringement. It's like, John Goodman, what are you saying? I'm sure you're doing a great job, brother, but I have no idea what's going on. Spike Ghost and Dentist National Treasure. I really liked Land Before Time. I watched it a million times. Great movie. And then I watched number 2, and I was like, I like this too because it's Land Before Time. And I had this like idea in my head that the first one was good, so that meant all the other movies were going to be good. And then I remember watching like 6 or something and being like, this shit's a musical? Like, wasn't the first one a musical? Not to the same extent. And then there was like 40 more after that. It felt a lot like Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. Thought it was Don Bluth too? That's what I'm saying. But it wasn't. Like, what the hell happened? Yeah, Land Before Time was another movie I used to rent on VHS as a kid all the time. Rescuers Down Under. Used to always rent Rescuers Down Under. I didn't even know it was a sequel until I was like maybe like 10 years old, and then I saw it on a Sunday night on The Wonderful World of Disney. You guys remember The Wonderful World of Disney that would play every Sunday night at 6 p.m.? You again? Rah! Please help us. I won't do it. Not even for the young lady. Will you do it for me then? 5 American Tales. That's another one. I watched Philo Goes West a billion times, and I did not know it was a sequel. Don't kill me. I will survive this. Okay, that was nothing. We're chilling. We're Bing chilling. Let's get up close. Hit me with the stick. Oh, he wants the bird combo? We're gonna get out of there. Look at that. One shot. Told you. Easy. I love Philo Goes West. Rescuers Down Under wasn't like... I don't even think that shit was in theaters. I think that was straight to VHS, but... Animation for a straight to VHS movie was pretty good. Is Philo Goes West the one where they have the cat to teach them the lazy eye and the stink eye? Yeah. The Dom DeLuise cat? Yeah. We're going to the American Tail Park at Universal Studios as a kid, and even then I thought it was weird the Philo Goes West area was a water park for some reason. The entire point of it is that they're like in the middle of a drought in the desert. This girl looks so bored. So it's a story beat. We've been skipping through it, but there was like a spooky rock in the cave that was making her sleepy. That's all you remember from that movie? It's got some real good animation. That was the thing, I think, like up until like the mid 90s, like Disney had their little like renaissance with like Aladdin and The Lion King and all that shit in the early 90s. Little Mermaid started it, I think. And then they did a couple of like straight to VHS movies that like weren't terrible. They probably were. Like we're talking about the Mario movie and how it's like it's not a good movie. It's like fine for kids, but like there's nothing going on in it. And it's kind of like that same level. But I feel like the animation was still like really on point. Hey, Mikey the Mud, thank you for the 5 gifted. That's very kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rulon 2 is a pretty bad movie. I believe it. That was a little bit later. I think I didn't really finish the point I was getting at. That's my bad. I think around like the mid to late 90s, they started putting out the like Lion King and a half, which like I don't remember hating, but the like Lion King 2 was kind of crappy. Yeah? Lion King 2 slaps? I don't really remember it. I remember not liking it. Okay, we can do trampoline here. Yeah, this works out. Staring into your soul, he is. He wants you to subscribe. If you subscribe, I'll tell him to stop staring at you. Like the Aladdin sequels? Was it Aladdin and the 40 Thieves, and then there was the other one? I have you want me to just subscribe? Okay, I'll let him know. I'll pass on the message. Oh, by the way, we got 2 things now, so I can feed him a food and praise him on the same week. Yeah, I have some Happy Meal toys from... which one was it? The second one or the third one? Where like the main bad guy had like the Vega claw on his hand? Chop, chop, chop. Was it Dan Castellaneta for Genie in the movies or just the TV show? I think the organization knows he did the thing. All they know is things are working against they can give you the thing you qualified for. My narrative is funnier though. Yeah. Return of Jafar. He returns? Somehow Jafar returned. Oh, it's this week? Yeah, let's go. We're gonna beat their ass. We just beat up a big owl. It's giving Sport Creature Creator. You could not be more accurate. Also, he's giving announcer. He looks exactly like the announcer. When he comes back, take a look at him. The announcer is very Bosco coded. Okay, I've already done this. Like, where did I come from? How did I get here? My God, what have I done? And as the days go by. From the boat. Okay, that's fair. Estate. Hope you you got your affairs in order, estate. Okay. I'm really not dodging anything, huh? Don't matter though. Like the lore behind Palpatine returning in a limited time Fortnite event. Dude, so I've talked a lot about how like my next big video is gonna be on SSX, right? But I wanted originally to do a video about One Must Fall. And maybe that'll come out this year as well. But I remember I didn't get into an argument, but I saw two people get into an argument about it on Twitter. One Must Fall. Because One Must Fall was published by Epic Mega Games when they were still called Epic Mega Games back in like the Jazz Jackrabbit days. Before Cliffy B went on to be, you know, the guy everyone knows him as, and then before he sold the company to Tencent, and they made Fortnite and all that shit. So in Fortnite, there's a One Must Fall 2097 poster on the wall, and I saw two people arguing on Twitter about it, because one person's like, oh my god, Transformers are going to be in the game, and the other guy's like, no, this is actually like a poster from an old game that Epic was producer for called One Must Fall. It came out in like the early 90s. They're like, no, this is Transformers, you're an idiot. And the guy's like, okay, whatever. Here's the actual poster though. And it's like, you can see it's like obviously one-to-one, like it's the poster from the game. And they're like, well, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? It's like, why are you mad? Like the other person wasn't even like being mean. They're just like, no, like, you know, here's some lore, what's happening. And then Transformers got announced in the game very soon after, and I'm like, I'm gonna go check on that that discussion to see what's up with that. And the first person was like, "See, I told you, it's Transformers." It's like, dude, they just posted the full res poster that says it's One Must Fall 2097. I'm like, oh man, Twitter's great. By great, I mean like actually hell. I'm like officially off of Twitter. My account's still there. Tomorrow I'm going to just private it and like slowly delete all my tweets, I think. But I started posting on Blue Sky. Yeah, I was on Twitter. See? Oh, sorry. That was the announcer. It's like the exact same color scheme as my guy. Hey, Dev, thank you for the follow. People just hate being wrong. But, like, have a little bit of self-awareness, right? The classic Twitter double down. It's so crazy, though, to be like, hey, not an argument. This is what it is. Here is proof. Not a big deal. And then for them to be like, you're stupid for thinking I would know that. And it's like, I didn't think you would know that. That's why I gave you the info. And then the thing that like you made up in your head happened anyway by happenstance, and you're like, poster's wrong. It's like, okay. Sure, man. Poster's wrong. And it was, I'm gonna say, it was very nice just being an observer to all this, not being involved in it at all, but bookmarking it to see what happened. And anyway, The point is, people were talking about like stuff being locked behind Fortnite. That was gonna be how I started my like the video for the One Must Fall 2097 video. Was gonna talk about Fortnite and the Transformers crossover and shit like that, and then it's like, wait a minute, that's not Transformers. Twitter's a failure in terms of being a microblogging platform in 2025. Just want to keep up with some day-to-day stuff, but it's all waiting through retweets and trash. Yeah, that's exactly it. Is that it doesn't serve the purpose it's supposed to anymore. They made a pay-to-win social network, right? And they made it pay-to-win in a way where it's like only the stupidest people on the planet will pay to win. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm simply not going to be there anymore. Where else will I go to Virtue Signal? I know. Hey, it's Gun Whale. He's got a fun mullet. If I can completely turn off retweets without needing to do so manually for every person I follow, I might still use. It's, you know what really got me, what really like spelled the beginning of the end, was when they started showing the so-and-so liked this. It's, I don't need that in my feed. Why would I want that in my feed? Why do I care? Like, it happened on Facebook first, and I was like, this is insane. And then they did it on Twitter, and I'm like, you guys are like all actually stupid. You can virtue signal your heart out everywhere. That's true, you can. You're not limited or beholden to do it on a specific platform. Good friend worked on the fake news detection team when a certain someone acquired the company. They dissolved the whole team, and now Mark Zuckerberg's like, I don't like that people are fact checking the stupid shit that happens on Facebook. I don't like that people are telling the grannies who still use my platform that this picture of Jesus holding 40,000 eggs is AI. We have to like let them believe it. So we're getting rid of all of our misinfo stuff. But also, like, they never gave a shit about that, right? Like, I want to talk about virtue signaling. I can't think of like a better virtue signal than being like, I'm anti-woke now. I'm going to implement a thing that I've had on the platform for like a decade and a half now, but like I'm really doing it this time. Like, okay, right on, man. Like, you were already doing all that shit. You already didn't care about misinfo. It's a piece of the Elon pie. I think wanting money has to be like a brain disease, right? 64. Like, imagine having all of that money and just being like, I gotta do dumb shit with it. Like, I can't simply just be happy. Because you don't get that rich without like being an insane person in the first place, right? People call it ambitious, but it's it's undiagnosed mental illness. Can't buy being likable. Yeah, no, they both learned that, but they're still trying. And like, people like praise Jack for it too, and it's like, yeah, Jack, like, you know, he made Twitter and he made his money and then he fucked off into the wilderness, and it's like, no, he's the same as all of them. He's just like quieter about it, which ultimately is better. Be fucking quiet about it. But like, he's no different. I don't know these people personally. I'm simply making stuff up, but you know, from the way they post, I feel like it's pretty easy to put two and two together. I do need to rest here, and then here we can do. We can raise our accuracy at some point, I guess. Life blade, rest. sandbag. I was trying you from recent vids. It was awesome to watch. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I have another one coming out hopefully before the end of the month. You know, I don't have a ton of work right now, so I do have some downtime to do some more videos and stuff. But also, originally it was going to come out this week, and I was editing it, and I wasn't really happy with it. So every like Monday from now on, I'm going to be putting out a VOD from the Nuzlocke, like edited down and all that. So it'll probably have like anywhere between like 10 and 14 episodes on it. And so, you know, that'll be every Monday for quite a few months, at least 3 months, I think. And then other videos and stuff in the meantime. My goal going forward, for at least the next little while until things get crazy with work again, is minimum 1 video a week, and then like at least the Nuzlocke, and then additional videos on top of that. And then, you know, 1 big video per month with the Rancher Rundowns or whatever. Just want enough money to have my own place to play video games. Maybe you can go travel so often. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I was one a day for a short time. Yes, I was. Before they introduced YouTube Shorts, I was doing like short form content once a day, and I hated it. It made me not want to make videos anymore. So now I am relaxing a little bit. That was like 1.5 years ago. I was just like, I can't do this. It sucks. Might have been 2 years ago at this point. $79? I'll take 14 accuracy. Monster Rancher Evo's the best Monster Rancher game? Brother, it's not even the best game with Evo in the title. I was gonna end up like Chris Chan, but I saved myself. That's an insane thing to say. What the fuck? Who whipped the abomination out of the cage? You will respect Bosco, the mighty, mighty Bosco. He's never had to knock on wood. Okay, so there's just no tournaments in rank C? Okay, there's a couple. There's no officials, though. Cool. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I think... Do I have to go to town at some point? And talk to people? I do. Wow. Dude, imagine being, like, up here. Like, that's crazy. What the fuck? Yeah, thinking about the Digimon movie again? What is the impression that I get in there? Or I thought it was just, what do you call it? All my best friends are metalheads. Do you need to progress the story to get official C? Yes. I'm gonna buy some stuff on here. Watermelon's good. Watermelon. Buy some watermelons. I can buy battle cards. Imagine going to the store and like, we got books, we got bones. Can't buy squids here. I'd sell some stuff. I'm not gonna ever use Nagil. Wait, it's different now. My god, I forgot this menu works like this. Yes, I would like to keep selling. No milk, no cigs. Going out for a pack of smokes and some bread. Own 2 copies of the Digimon movie soundtrack. I heard mention Nuzlocke, but I'm new. Did I do a Monster Rancher one? Yeah, I did. There's one on my channel right now from 2 years ago, and then there's one that I just finished. What you gonna do when they come for you? And go home. And go library. Welcome to library. How can I help you? 3 ancient deities, Cox file. I don't care about any of this shit. I'm going home. Bones and nobles? Oh my god. Hell yeah. How are things today? Go ahead, take a look around. I haven't got anything. Get out of here. Oh, I forgot. Oh, fuck. Yes. Okay, I gotta save. Sorry, I can't stop him from looking at you. Just push your hand over the screen. Alright, Bosco. A year and 10 months old. Take a look at this monster. 400 power, almost 200 life, almost 200 speed. I mean, we can beat rank C. Not worried about that. What's my schedule looking like? Lifeblade? Yeah, let's put us over 200 life. That would be nice. Complete more than one Nuzlocke or just the one? I have one on the channel right now, and then one that you can watch through like unedited VODs that I'm in the process of editing down now. It's not so bad if you dedicate a few monsters building up the ranch, maybe burn through a dozen or so before you shoot for the game. I mean, that's pretty glib. It's still difficult. There's so much RNG involved. You can't really raise your stats high enough to, like, be a consistent threat. Okay, do I gotta go to town again? Like... Let's try going to town again. Again, think of this in terms of, like, we have, like, in the last, like, 5 minutes, we've done 1 week of training. I have to come back next week. Cool. Excited to have to do that. You're wrong for sure, just the road work to get out of the way. Yeah, you definitely, it's like almost impossible to aim with your first monster. You would need to just like roll into a monster with like perfect stats for the Nuzlocke, i.e. like a spawn that starts with like 7 and everything, like the Mochi I beat the game with the first time. Or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gel. Story stuff. I don't care. I'm sorry this is happening to you. Or congratulations. What's my opinion of modern Tim Hortons compared to old school? Cheers, bro. I think it's always kind of sucked. But, you know, for a $2 coffee, it's like not bad. People like to like have really strong opinions on it, and it's like saying, it's like going to McDonald's and being like, this isn't the best hamburger I've ever had. It's like, yeah, no, it's shit. But it's $3. So what are you gonna do? Jimmy's is fine. One issue I have with Monster Hunter 4 is the post-game Rio vanishes. That's like the best thing about it. No one interrupting you. Kind of hit the art of the characters. We were joking about it on stream last night. I had said that there was... Last time I was playing this, someone mentioned, and it's like a G-rated meat and fuck adventure. That's what it looks like. And they're right. They're right. It's 100% accurate. Okay, do I have to go back? Especially this guy. Shockwave isn't working. Macromedia Flash is down. Oh, it got blocked by Bess on the school computers. We can't play it anymore. Did you guys have Bess? What did you guys have? What was the name of the security system you guys had on school that stopped you from going to certain websites? Ours was called Bess, B-E-S-S, and it was a picture of a dog inside a stop sign. And Bess was the guard dog. Key locker, yeah. Okay, so do I have to, like, keep talking? You know, this would be easier if I was paying attention, I think. Oh, I gotta find mushrooms. Go search the cave. Yeah, okay. We got Bridges theme playing. We'll make it happen. Do look like something on a Dojin game, yeah. This guy too. Look at him. Look at that wrinkly ass skin. I'm gonna give you an item. Give you some nunchucks. Hey Deborah, how you doing? We were so disappointed in every one of these scenes. That's just, yeah, she's not having a great time. Got hot dog neck? It happens. I do like the Benjamin Franklin hair though. Okay, we gotta go get some mushrooms. I remember our school computers used to have like a deep freeze activated. This is way back in like early 2000s, like 2001 to maybe 3 or so, when I was like in grade school still, before I went to high school. And we had this like deep freeze program that basically would, at midnight every night, it would wipe the computer clean. Like anything that had been downloaded on the school servers or whatever would be like wiped, unless it was put in a specific file, and then every kid had their own file folder that like was unlocked with a password, right? And then like you would have your own password, you would get into it, and then what happened is people started figuring out other people's passwords, and so they would like put like fucked up shit in the other kids' folders. It was literally just like a regular like yellow folder icon. You would click it, and then like that would be the class, and then you could see everybody's like folder, and then you can like go in and do that shit. It's pretty stock for large companies with non-assigned comps. Yeah, it's basic stuff, right? But you know, we learned real quickly, if you had stuff in your folder, it didn't get deleted, because like maybe you were working on assignments or something. They didn't want to delete that overnight, so we would just like save all our ROMs and shit in there. And I remember one time, because I didn't really understand how it worked, right? Like, I didn't have a solid understanding of like file systems, or like what different executables you needed, or like, you know, how DOS really worked. And so I remember like downloading Commander Keen on the school computers and playing it through DOS, and then getting home, like, and then putting it on a floppy disk to bring home because I didn't have the internet. And being like, why isn't it working? Because like I had no concept that like I needed DOS. I needed the OS to like run the game. I was just like, I got the game, it's on the disc. How come like it's not working? I was like 10 years old. That would have been like 2000, maybe 1999. I was 9 or 10. And then I remember learning, and then yeah, I used to download a shit ton of games. And remember at one point we got Diablo 2 working on the school computers, but they didn't have like integrated graphics cards, obviously, because you know it's a computer lab of like 30 computers. They're not gonna spend that much money. So they were it ran so slow that it was like funny. If you killed, what is it, like the Dark Lancers or whatever, that like when they die they have the little demon spirit come out, the entire game would like freeze, and you got to see like the spirit come out 1 frame at a time, like 1 frame a second. And we were just like, this is the coolest shit ever. I'm playing Diablo 2 at school. When I was in school, you could still get around site blocks with any old public web proxy. You mean they didn't block the proxies? That shit happened to us. Though there was this one proxy I used to use all the time. And this might have been... I'm blaming this for like leading me down the path of like being like an angry guy on the internet. There was one we used all the time called NoRedTape.net. NoRedTape.net was made by this like 17-year-old kid who also had a forum called BeastToast.com. And BeastToast.com was like the first forum I ever like spent a lot of time on. And it was like, it was early 2000s forum. It was like fucking unbelievably unhinged. And yeah, I blame that shit for ruining me. Do I like the kick or the punch? I think I like the kick. No, I like the punch of this. It's got S. BeastToast.com. It was just a forum. There's nothing special about it. Okay, do I put fire on everything? That'd be pretty funny. Frank's Red Hot. He puts that shit on everything. I guess I don't have to put it on everything. Like, if they're strong against fire, I'm kind of fucked. Remember in middle school they announced if the web blocker went down from the teachers? Oh, for the teachers, so they all knew. Chance and game size, that's great. And just swap HTTP to HTTPS and almost always let us through. Yeah, that shit happened to us too. Yeah, we figured that out. I saved a desktop shortcut to a floppy disk and I got disappointed when those programs didn't work at home. Yeah, that's, I think, a universal a learning curve that like we all went through, you know. One game people really played in my school outside of ROMs and Flash games was RuneScape. Do you guys ever go on Pogo.com? Pogo was a website that had like hundreds of like Flash games made for it. It came out like around the same time as like a Newgrounds or whatever, but it was very Miniclip's another thing. Miniclip I think came a little bit later. But Pogo had this thing where a lot of the games had like jackpots where you could win like real money by getting the high score for that day. So that shit was like actually addictive because like as kids you're not fully aware of if it's a scam or not, right? You're just like, I have the potential to win money playing this like this word search mini game or whatever. Sick Arena, Congregate, Addicting Games. Yeah, Addicting Games and Miniclip were like what we went on later, but Pogo was a very like 90s. It was, I think, probably dead by 2002. And then Addicting Games and Miniclip and stuff for me is like a very like all of the 2000s basically, from like, what would I say, 2003 or 4, maybe when I like first started, up until probably like 2010s. What was that one website? Was it Netrome? Is that what it was called? Nitrome. They made all their like cute little pixel games. They were like constantly like the #1 games on Miniclip, the Nitrome games. I want to create a community where we speedrun Newgrounds. Look it up, man. You're probably not the first. I remember looking up non-copyright images for music tech class to make CD album covers for GarageBand tunes we made throughout the year, and you'd find out real quickly that they did not block everything on images, or you could be redirected to. Oh no. What theme is this? It's a banger. It's one of the... It's from the Guilty Gear XX soundtrack. I don't remember what song that was exactly. Alright, I got no guts. It takes no guts. Super joint ritual. We're gonna chill out for a bit. All the songs are so bad, guy. They're not, but they are so good, guy. Oh, chilling. Must have played cheat on Neopets. So I didn't play much Neopets. I think when I first saw Neopets, I was like in high school, and it was a thing that was like, this is cool because it's on the internet, but it wasn't cool enough to me to like be invested in. It was just like, this is neat that it's a thing I can do. But I was like 15 or 14, so I was like, I'm not like not really into it. Combat in this looks even worse than Monster Hunter 3 combat. What do you mean by that? Elaborate. This is not me putting you on the spot. I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but combat in like all Monster Hunter is the same. Do you just mean like the animations and stuff? Because I would tend to agree. Bosco being, I'm very like overpowered for what I need to be doing right now. That's why I can't like enter any of the rank C tournaments. No, a lot of the Monster Hunter community thinks that Monster Hunter 4 is a controversial entry, but the designs in this game, Evo's and DS, are probably my favorite iterations. That's fine. You're allowed to say that. No one's gonna judge you for that. Also, we haven't seen the spin attack yet. Let's go. Oh. It's my judo spin. Alright, guts correction. Not working in my favor there, but we can two-hit him. It looks boring. Animations are lame, underwhelming. Seems like there's less movement. It's not a cinematic. The camera angles and stuff aren't like directed as well as they are in Monster Hunter 2. I definitely agree with that. Bosco versus Bruno? Always Bosco. Are humanoid monsters easier to animate? Why are there so many humanoid editions on later games? Because it sells money. It sells money. It sells copies. It prints money in a gacha to just have like a million waifus, right? He who has all the waifus is king. What's really funny about like the whole Monster Hunter community not liking Monster Hunter 4 is that outside of like the core Monster Hunter community, I think most casual fans say this is like the best game after Monster Hunter 2, and a lot of them are like, it is the best game in the series because one, it's Monster Hunter, and two, you get to raise 5 guys at the same time. 5 guys, burgers, and fries at the same time, and you know, more power to them. But I also think that's an opinion based on how you felt about it when you were 11 years old. Which is not to be overly critical of anyone who feels that way, but I do think that's probably accurate because that's how I felt. I was like, Monster Hunter 2, 4 is great, 3 is kind of weird, 1 was like, okay. And now as an adult, I'm like, Monster Hunter 2 is still the best, still the king. 3 fucking rocks. 3 is like an easy number 2. And then Monster Hunter 1 is like, you know, it's Monster Hunter 2 but worse. So I'd rather just play Monster Hunter 2. And then Monster Hunter 4 is its own thing. But I would have said this game was like number 2 for sure. When I was younger. I'm getting so many yarn balls, man. Like 3 different areas to raise monsters in. When I first played it, I was stuck at a time where I didn't have access to Monster Hunter 2. And because I didn't have access to Monster Rancher 2, I missed the Monster Rancher 2 stuff, right? Like, I missed not being able to combine monsters and things like that. Now, as an adult, when I can play whatever I want, whenever I want, I really appreciate Monster Rancher 3 for being its own thing, you know? Hey, we got a mushroom. The healing mushroom. If they made DX bundle of 3 and 4, I'd def play it. I wonder how much money that would cost, and if they'd ever make that money back. You love this JRPG-ish part of Monster Rancher 4. I'm not gonna lie, it's like easily my least favorite part of it. I just want to raise my monster. I want to do Monster Rancher things. Imagine if I had 3 monsters. Imagine how long this would be taking. This is just one guy. Give him the double praise. He was the first one I played since it was the only one in the mom and pop rental store I had near me. I remember raising Alession and Morix as my first monster. Hell yeah. I just don't think the RPG aspects are very strong in this game. So it makes it feel like everything takes a million years. Because if the story isn't engaging and the gameplay to get through the story isn't engaging, then it's just mashing through text boxes like this. The Monster Rancher 2 from a place a few times over. I still have a big price tag on the jewel case. Hell yeah. Is this over yet? No. There's still another 40 minutes to the soundtrack. Holy moly. Each Monster Rancher game kept adding and departing from the simple monster breeding tournaments it initially was. I mean, Advance... And, like, if you're just talking about, like, the main games, then yes. But, like, Advance 1 and 2 are, like, pretty true to the franchise. Like, how it used to be. Okay, I think, I didn't mean to go there. And then I'm done here, right? I can't go to the other place anymore? Holy fuck. Okay, well. Yeah, I really can't. It straight up won't let me go to the house on the far left anymore. Monster Hunter 5 would have like 200 monsters at the same time. It'd be an RTS. It'd be Pikmin. $57. Come on, man. Is his motivation down? What's his deal? It is. He's tired. You gotta have some food. You have a carrot. Adventuring takes so long, and then learning the later text felt awful because they sucked. Yeah. Hey, we can go to Kalaragi now. What about competition? Are we still locked out? We still have to go talk to somebody. I didn't mean to do that. That's a waste of an adventure, of a weekend, I should say. Maybe not. Let's go talk to Gun Whale. Everything going okay? Okay, cool. You know what's really funny? There's a thing in this game where you there's a shop you have to go to later, and it doesn't unlock the best items until you've like talked to the person 50 times or something like that. So you have to talk to them and then leave, and then talk to them again next week and leave, and then talk to them again and leave, and talk to them again and leave, and talk to them again and leave. It might as well be a billion. It's just kind of like an unbelievable thing for them to put in the game. Fun and interactive mechanic for sure. Maybe they have a qualifier for the official? No. Only 50 weeks, just a year? Yeah, and again, like how many hours have we been playing this for like nothing? For like 2 years? The dating sim, yeah, exactly. There's a plot in A2 calling a villain bad because he's entering low-ranked tourneys for money. Love that for him. Okay, so I'm still like... Okay. Whatever, I'm still locked out. It's fine. Okay, so we're still only able to do toggle tournaments. I wonder why. Do we just rest again? Oh no, I have him doing target. Okay, his gains are going down. 57, that means he'd be getting like 20? Yeah, I can access Kalaragi. We might as well Kalaragi. I don't have anything else to do right now. You get more energy if you have more monsters. I'm forgetting what the plot progression is right now. Where's ADC Ken when you need him? That's fine. We're in no rush to beat the game. We're chilling. I'm enjoying myself. Like, you know, it's tedious, like, mashing through text and stuff, but I'm not, like, not enjoying the game. You have to do the Kalaragi quest, unlock the Ryu internals? Really? Damn. Okay, well... I mean, I'm in shape for it. Oh, hell yeah. Playing games nowadays is strictly forbidden. That's unfortunate. I guess if you're not playing the games that make the big monies. Speaking of which, I'm still excited for the new Pocket pack to come out, and I do think in the coming days I'm gonna have something set up to like run my first TCG Pocket tournament. It'll be pretty fun. I haven't played like very seriously in quite a while. I've never played seriously, but like I haven't played at all really in a couple of days. $217. Adding more monsters adds spirit, but not much. I mean, it's like 50% for the others. High counter? Alright, you know what? Maybe we have to go get counters. We have to unlock counters. Oh, no. Yeah, this is an adventure. You can do it whenever you want. Strength Stone. Once you log in and open packs, it's fun to just collect them. You don't need to be playing. This is Marvel Rivals? Yeah. I'm playing Iron Fist right now. When you run tourney, have a deck I want to try? I've got a bunch. I'll probably play something try-hard, though. If I'm being real about it. I'll probably play a Gyarados. I have a fighting deck I'm using right now that's pretty fun. It's got a double new Primate. Like the one that's just 50 damage for 1 energy. And then 2 Marshadows, 2 Farfetch'd. And then a Hitmonlee, and the new Tauros that does extra damage to EX mons. And basically, you just do a shit ton of damage every turn from turn 1. And that's how it works. Which Octopi was in the game? Yeah, they did Octopi kind of dirty. 1 game, there you go. Do you like playing card games? I'm addicted to Monster Hunter now, so I prioritize that. The game's not even out yet. That's crazy. Unless you mean old ones. You know, far be it from me to tell you not to play an old game. I don't know why, but the melody in this song always like has kind of reminded me very like loosely of the Astro Boy theme. It's just a couple of notes though. It's like most of it sounds nothing like it. Oh, it's just this part. No, not that part. Even the next bar. Nice. Yeah, kinda. Playing World still? Still a lot of players even in the Eve of Wilds. That's sick. Yeah, I haven't played in quite a while. I get kind of like burned out on Monster Hunter. Not that it's bad or anything, but it's just like, okay, you know, I played my 300 hours of the game. I don't need to hit Master Rank 500. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to have to like grind a fight I don't want to fight, right? And Monster Hunter like Endgame gets like that, where it's like you must grind these fights to like raise your master rank, and if I don't want to do the fight, then I'm just not going to play the game. I can enjoy it up until that point. Now, Raise Noxp, how are they in 3? They're kind of like funny statistically. They kind of do everything. I think they have bad defense and like kind of good at everything else. They're almost like a Duckin in Monster Hunter 2. Just recently bought the game. You usually stop passing 200 hours. I've had people like tell me that like, you know, I'm not like a true fan of the games, which is like, one, you're an insane person. Shut the fuck up. Get out of my face. And two, like, do I have to do a second? I gotta go again? What the fuck? But it's just like on top of that, how many hundreds of hours do I have to play to be worthy? I probably didn't need to rest again, but let's this is my chance. I don't know what these people are talking about, man. What even is a true fan? People are just stupid. Like that's the takeaway from that story. People are dumb assholes. Gatekeeping Monster Hunter 2 especially is like very funny, because it'll be so funny to like go on hunts with randoms and they'll be like, you're under geared, like I don't want to do this fight with you, and it's like, okay, sorry, I didn't realize you wanted me to make the game baby easy. Oh, okay, with your like 7 attack gems and like your what is it, the wide roll or whatever, the fucking sidestep thing with the lance that makes you invincible. It's like, you wanted to make the game Dark Souls? I'm out here playing an actual video game. You're pressing a sidestep simulator. It's also weird because like I like legitimately really enjoy Monster Hunter. So funny, but also like I don't care about like appeasing anybody else. That's just because I'm like a really sick, cool guy who doesn't care what anybody thinks and is like actually awesome and attractive too. And can definitely grow good facial hair. And that's what, totally not why I shaved. Hammer best weapon? You're spitting. Hammer is so funny because thematically, there's something funny about a blunt weapon, right? It's always going to be funny. It's kind of badass, and it's also very funny to like bonk, as opposed to like have the cool like sword or whatever. Hammer's genuinely funny as a weapon, like a big rock on a stick. It's just it's rife for comedy, right? And so people will be they'll be like weapon racists. I remember, I don't know if you guys saw that tweet I had that like popped off. It was like 50,000 likes and like retweets and shit about how the new Helmbreaker for the longsword can be like canceled midair, and I was like, this is actually just a quality of life change for longsword users, because normally like they're fucking up inputs because their hands are still sticky from the juice they were given at daycare. And so many people got so mad. And they're like, oh yeah, but you play hammer like you fucking Neanderthal. And it's like, yeah, I got a rock on a stick, brother, and I bonked the monster's head and I'm having a great time. And they can't, you're infallible. There's nothing they can say to you. It's like, oh, you're a big dummy. You're not smart. Like, you play a hammer that, you play a weapon that has no nuance, and it's like, hell yeah. Exactly. That's what makes it sick as hell. My weapon is funny, and you're a baby. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But like, people were like legitimately mad, and they're like, this makes me not want to play the game. And it's like, are you serious? A joke about you being a preschooler? I think a normal person would be like, that's funny, because it was a funny joke. So a normal person would be like, that's funny. Or at the very least be like, alright, it's kind of hackneyed to be making fun of longsword users. But like, personally offended is like a, you're not going to survive the winter type of mentality, I think. Love playing with Insect Glaive. It was so ass. Insect Glaive was like really good the one time I played it, which was when it first came out. Oh, we got the Stomper. We got the Hot Stepper. Okay, Thunder is certainly an element. What's my my Thunder affinity? I'll take a look, but it's damage down and accuracy down, but a crit rate up. Unless you have... The thing is that every point you have in that like level of lore, like if I take a look here, I have like 4 in Thunder. So that like damage down is probably not actually damage down. It's probably damage up, because I have so many points in Thunder right now. It's hard to say. But critical hit up and then everything else down is like probably not super great. For whatever reason, I can't add anything to this. Thunder is critical hit and withering. That's interesting. Insect Glaive got nerfed after 4U? Okay. Insect, it was really good in World because you could just mount monsters by landing on it. That said, they kind of allowed everybody to do that with the Clutch Claw, right? Alright, we're gonna go just fire. The Thunder's still nice because it's, what do you call it? It's still defense against Thunder. Some moves just can't get lures. No, I know, but like, it doesn't look like there's an indicator for that. I remember that being the case, but... Yay! I got a yarn ball. That's nice. Okay, are we out of music now? Still like 15 minutes. We're gonna make a quick change to... If you know, you know. Is the hero badge bugged in DX, or am I forgetting how it works? How do you think it works? Because what it does is it adds 1 nature at the beginning of each month. It's maybe a little loud. +5 nature? You know, I thought that was how it worked too for a while. This is maybe the least fitting main theme for a fighting game. We're just gonna skip ahead. Oh wait, no. Let's go here. Street Fighter game, and they're just like, I'm gonna take a gun and shoot you dead. Life's on the line, so I'm gonna take yours. I remember thinking it was 5 as well, and being like kind of confused when it was 1, but. Why does that shit cost 42? We're gonna hit him with the hot stepper. Here comes the hot step. No. Yeah. That shit will wither you. Trying to farm grades with -49 nature, so I thought it was worth a try. Got an old tablet. It's useless, but you know, got it. Because old tablets are only level 1, right? It was called Horny. They knew what they were doing. He's been called Horny since Monster Rancher 1. I think Monster Rancher 2 is the only one where he wasn't called Horny, and he's called Horn. And they're like, it's funny because this version of the monster doesn't have a horn. And I think that was the description. And they didn't give him the horn. I know, the running animation is insane. Alright, enough of that. Down 33 guts is pretty good on that. It's pretty expensive, so. That might be a good move for the Thunder. If I can wither another 5 guts or something out of that, it might be pretty sick. I don't really like the way Naga looks in this game, but I really like the way Jungler looks. Okay, what's going on in this room? What's going on this side? I'm gonna call my mom while I'm up here. Pound cake, strawberries, and Cool Whip. I'm happy as heck. Didn't even get real whipped cream. What is this? I wouldn't say I'm anti-Cool Whip, but Cool Whip to me is like something that is like in gelatin desserts. More so than like something that's used as a substitute for whipped cream. Am I winning so far? I think so. His arms are just so long. Really likes to flap their arms. He's just creating a draft behind me. McMew. It's McMuffin. All right, I'm gonna have to hit you with the Talon Brain Destroyer. Okay, still bullish. There we go. Jazzy NYC, baby. Another old tablet. My Cool Whip is getting in the way of the real thing I actually wanted to eat. I feel like I'm being very critical of someone just being like, hey, I have a fun... I'm making a fun food. And I'm like, actually, you're not. I didn't mean to be like that. It's cool if you enjoy it. Let's go down. I don't think this is going to be the right way, but... Alright, shows what I know. do really like the way Mew looks in 4. I would say I think I like the way Mew looks in every game. It has like such a different design in every single game, and I think they're all pretty good. 2 is probably my favorite. I just like the shape of the doll a little bit better. But I would say 4 is probably my second favorite. Of all the monsters that like had a redesign in Monster Rancher 4, I think Mew is probably my favorite of like the redesigns. Because you've got like Color Pandora, which, you know, obviously no. Joker was in 3. The new Durahan, not really my favorite. It's fine, but I think the new Mew is probably my favorite. Gel looks horrendous. 2 Mew's Peak, I love how they did size. It's so cool, the little buttons, yeah. Like, they look like cat eyes. Like regular cat eyes. And they're like glassy, but they're buttons. It's really, really nice design. Mom bought a nitrous whipped cream dispenser a couple weeks ago, but when we made whipped cream, it kept coming out of the container on its own. That's pretty funny. So what you're saying is you're doing a lot of more whippets now than you were before. Mew isn't to my liking design-wise at all? Do you like the more patchwork versions or the cat-like ones? This man hates cats. Got a cat hater in here. Alright, let's do it. Time to fight a boss. I didn't save again. Is it F1? Hold on. What's my save state? It's F1. Okay. So we save state. This boss is crazy. Don Mudleone? No, it's Arborogi. Mudleone's later. Okay, what are we gonna hit him with? Why does it cost 50? I thought it cost... Oh, that's hit percent. I'm not paying any attention. Alright, we're gonna do a little stomp. 92 guts lead. I'm pretty confident here. Okay, that was good damage. I don't think I needed to wither. Holy shit, 113? That's something behind. I got the hook hand. Well, whatever. Whatever, I don't care. So is Monk in this game? Monk? Like the TV show guy? The detective? Or was Monk a psychiatrist? I forget what that show was about. I've never seen it. I'm not gonna pretend I have. Alright, 62, not worth praising, but we'll give you a melon. A watermelon. The Tremon? Oh, Mock, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, he's here. You're looking... Oh, no. Never mind, you can't see him. You can't play as him. There's a big one who lives in the woods. He's a PI? Okay. He's a guy that helps detectives. Detective's assistant. It's Karn. Hello, Karn. Give him the hook. There's a lot of, like, inappropriate blushing in this game. Okay, I gotta fight the pixie in the streets. Fighting in the streets. Single punch, here we go. Super Smash Brothers! We missed it, though. Super Smash Brothers! There we go. It worked. Super Smash Brothers 2, Melee. Super Smash Brothers 4, Nintendo 3DS. We got him. I sneezed so hard I think I cracked a rib. Man, my back is killing me today. And I was trying to think, I'm like, why is my back killing me? Because I didn't really do any back workouts. But I did do, like, 30 squats with 50-pound dumbbells. So maybe I wasn't, like, perfectly aligned. Oh, yeah. The workout last night was, like, more intense than I intended it to be. I planned to just go to the gym for half an hour, and I was there for, like, an hour and 20 minutes. Saw 2 smash this damage and Withers 20 is this Joker. I should work out today. Thanks for the reminder. I have to do more cardio. There was a time, like in the summer and fall, I was running pretty consistently. I was running like a 5K, I would say once every 2 weeks. And then maybe once or twice a week on top of that, I was also running like a 3K. Which is like, you know, those are not crazy workouts. But on top of everything else I was doing, like work and going boxing and shit. And I haven't in like a couple of weeks. I haven't since December, really. I haven't gone for a run. And the gym in my building, not the like boxing gym I go to. We have a gym here. It used to have like an elliptical and 2 treadmills and free weights and a rowing machine and a leg press. Like I had quite a bunch of stuff. Now it just has like the leg press in the middle of the room, and that's it. That's like literally it. The free weights are gone. The rowing machine is gone. The elliptical is gone. The cycles are gone. The treadmills are gone. Like I don't know why they just got rid of everything except for the fucking leg press. So you can get big ass legs. So that's it. Okay, my stats looking kind of stupid. I need more speed. Also, monster you can't normally start with. Maybe onto something. Riding doesn't. Riding's unlocked after you beat the first owl guy, right? Like that's all you need to do for it. Pretty sure. Broke or stolen. So I think someone was stealing the free weights, and so they got rid of those. I remember seeing a thing about that. But did they steal a fucking rowing machine? How did they get it out the door with like nobody noticing? They got cameras everywhere. Played this one before? I'm desperately trying to remember this game. Yes, I have. Like a million years ago, I played it on stream. Wait, do I have to go to town? No, I gotta go to the adventure. Oh, I can't adventure anymore. Go to town again. Why do I gotta do this shit? Why do I have to like do any of this? No one's hanging out at the item shop. Man. Here again. Okay. Cool. I'm here again and then doesn't do anything cool. A potato? And I'll give him my nunchucks. I think I might be lenient on him, right? And that's why his numbers aren't very good. Lenient, okay. Chubby? Let's scold him. He got under 70%. Fuck you. I love how he like teabags when he's angry. I think it's tourney times. Hey, it is. Can't do the official yet because I gotta win 3 tournaments, but Let's rip our way through rank C. See, that's Bosco. Dut? His name is Bosco. She-ho? If she breathe? I can't finish that. Yes, we're finally starting to get into the stats. So I always liked radar graphs like this. I always thought they were really cool. I think the first time I saw one, I remember seeing one, was in a Nintendo Power, where it was talking about the strengths and weaknesses of all the characters in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Tournament Fighters. I distinctly remember that being the first time I saw a graph like this, and I loved it. Which is better for you, Twitch watch or YouTube Premium watch for ads? It's about the same. But YouTube Premium is like... YouTube Premium is probably less than watching ads, but you don't have to watch ads. So, you know, that's up to you. Twitch isn't inherently better. Twitch is more of like... Twitch is for you. Twitch lets you use, like, annoying animations and, like, funny emotes and stuff and channel points and things like that, and betting on things and whatever. YouTube, I think, is probably better if you're not interested in any of that, because, you know, you can use ad block and shit. Though it's one of those things where it's like, obviously ads are where I get the bulk of my income from streaming, but I also don't worry about anybody running ad block. It doesn't bother me at all. It'll never bother me. The day reckoning will not come if I find out you're using ad block. Not really getting ads here on Twitch? Well, that's fine then. But yeah, so this radar graph shows, like, you know, this is power, life, intelligence, speed, defense, skill. I'm the blue, they're the red. See how they're, like, very well rounded? Once you get to rank C, every monster is exactly like this. They all have basically the same spread. There's no more monster, like, differentiation or expression in the game past this point. If you're fighting a golem or a pixie in the same rank, they're going to have the same stats. They'll have similar power, similar life, similar intelligence, similar defense, similar speed. So there's no, like, rock geigers. There's no, like, Catalinas. There's nothing that's, like, that gives a monster identity. Except for one monster, which we'll see later. And it'll be very obvious why when we see it. But there's specifically one. Wonder how Papa John's doing? Wonder if the Day of Reckoning ever came. I haven't really been paying attention to the outside world too much. Me. Suzerain's so cute, man. The Mochi Suzerain's pretty solid. Sorry I had to kill it like that. Sounds like a Vocaloid. Blanche. Lachrim. Designer not familiar with the Mons. Sorry, what do you mean? Oh, with, like, this? Like, this one's a little bit differentiated, right? Like, a little bit less power or life. I think it's simply just like a time restraint. Like, they didn't have amount of time necessary to, like, put all those little details into the game. They're like, it's working, ship it. And I think you can tell because they're more differentiated early on. But later in the game, like, especially once you get to, like, rank S, every single monster is, like, 400 power, 400 intelligence, 400 skill, 400 speed, 400 defense, 400 life. Every monster. Doesn't matter what breed they are. It's really obnoxious. Obnoxious is maybe the wrong word, but it's just like... It feels shitty, because it's like, oh, you, like, actually didn't care. Okay, I don't want to get hit by anything. Silky Dance? How about... Raycast would be fine. I got a little bit of guts now. Do I try the Plow Kick? The Plow King? I got him. Señor Plow no es macho. When Twitch plays an ad, I can still watch the video picture-in-picture mode, and then it snaps back to normal as soon as the video's over. I have no idea what I did to get that to happen. It's something they started doing recently. Other than Mogies, they're weird. It's like one Mogi. Or is it? Yeah, it's just null, right? I'm getting withered in my favorite video game. Meow, 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 meow. I got addled. At least I don't have the palsy. There's something that can happen in this. You can be given the palsy. Alright, that's maybe too expensive to just be thrown around. Oh, they got the cat toy. I like how in this game it's just called Surprise, and then it became like, oh, they got the palsy. There you go. Gotcha. Need to release a remaster and fix the homogeneous stats. You're right, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. Well, we did it. There's like 3 Mogies with different stats than normal? Oh, okay. Null is the one that everyone remembers because it's got like 999 speed. Or is it 999 life? Oh, my ranch is bigger now. Well, oh, you just took my house away? And you're like, oh, you need to place your house again. Fuck you. Fuck you. Hut, hut. That's all I got for now. Hey, 5 monsters can be on my ranch. That's nice. We're not gonna raise 5 monsters. We're still just raising the 1. Everything's going okay right now. Why ruin a good thing? Sandbag rest? Yeah, okay. I don't expect them to do very good. 54? We're gonna scold again. I know you're tired. Fuck you. Punch that ground. Here, have food. Have a potato. There's one with 144 life, like 444 intelligence, but less than 10 in the other stats. One with 888 speed. Yeah, okay. Null is the speed one. Are you sad he doesn't have a friend? Maybe. But I'm happy it doesn't take me 45 minutes to do 1 week. It's bam. Makes you finally went back and played Monster Rancher 2 and dominated it this time? Hell yeah. I'm telling you, man. Knowing the no rest method, that shit does make the game a little bit easier. Oh, I hate this. Why did I make it so they're so far away? And it feels like heaven was so fun. You have a coin. This is for you. Bare Naked Ladies reference in 2025 is crazy. Not if you're Canadian. Standard fare. The Rocks? A 68? It's not a 70. Is he still... He's easy now. I'm gonna do nothing. When's the competition happening? 2 weeks? How many times do you listen to the Canadian classic Pump the Jam? Do you mean pump up the jams while your feet something, and the jam is something, and I don't want a brand new to say, get your booty on the floor tonight. Is that Canadian? Pump up the jam. I can't imagine that is. Almost exclusively because it's too good of a song. Old tablet. Yes. Ooh. Rodeo. Oh, that's like the mechanical bull. Okay. Aid kit. Does aid kit's like if you get hurt or whatever, it like helps you up? I don't remember. This is one of the ones that's like not necessary, right? Wind drum is what you're looking for, I think. Or wait, there's one that's good. Which one's the good one? Makes you sad the series doesn't get any love. Used to wake up early to watch the show before school. Hell yeah. It gets love now. It's fine. Things don't need to be popular. One of the best things about the community is that it's not the size of Pokemon. Because I made one fucking Pokemon video and my channel got flooded with just like insane people. A lot of cool people, but like a lot of insane people too. Whereas Monster Rancher, every now and then I get somebody who's like mentally unwell, but most of the time it's just normal people who like the game. One of 3 bands played on Canadian specific radio stations that didn't rush and tragically hit. What, you don't remember the Watchmen? My life is a stereo. Turn it on and let's go. How far does it go? And whatever happened to my friends? Etc. etc. Also like the Guess Who. I don't know why I said the Watchmen of like all bands. They have one fucking song. What emulator do you use for PS2? PCSX2. It's really the only one. It's very good though. Okay. So what else did I get? Trambompoline. I got radio. No, my life is a rodeo. Life up and down? This might be good. I don't need int. I do think that yeah, level 3s are like not very good because they like hit weird breakpoints in terms of stress and fatigue, but you know, it's the best we got for now. Think how cool this would be if it was like Animal Crossing and you customize shit with like 5,000 different things. I think there's already too much to do in this game, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, let's rest. He's not gonna do anything anyway. He has like no motivation. That's how I'm feeling too, man. That's huge. What the fuck? I'm gonna have a sea bream. Think about this though, right? Like, not to toot my own horn, there aren't a lot of people on the planet who know more about Monster Rancher and all of the Monster Rancher games than I do, right? I'm not the #1 authority, especially on stuff that's not Monster Rancher 2 related, but I do know a lot about this franchise. We've been playing this game for 2 streams and we're in rank C. Like, obviously I'm not playing it like ultra like optimally, like there's no speed run attempts happening right now, but this game does take quite a while, and that's with 1 monster. Imagine if I had to like check on 2 monsters every week, or 3 or 5 now. Here, you can have some praise, I guess. Who's the OG creator of Monster Rancher? It's Fujita-san. I never remember his first name. Temper, passionate, size, chubby. He's still chunky, eh? A chubby boy. We'll be ending this stream kind of soon, I think. Next 20 minutes. Not a super long stream tonight. It started real late. I think we're going to try a Saturday stream. I don't work a weekend for the first time in like 400 years. Kazumi Fujita, yeah. He, like, loves his creation. He's very passionate about it. It's really endearing. I got Fury, baby. Okay. It's a smash hit. I killed that dog. You know what's crazy, High Tops? That's not the first time you've asked me that question. Who made Monster Rancher? You put that shit in a video. You videotape me answering it. I watched that video again the other day. I'm happy for you that the 2 Point guys reached out to you. That's really sick. Also, if you guys are like watching my stuff and like you enjoy my content, you guys should be watching Bonus High Tops instead, because he actually knows how to do video editing and he's funnier than me. Unironically, I think he has like the best videos on YouTube, and his channel is smaller than mine because the world is not a fair place. And that's not like false modesty. Like, he's like easily, you know, I think if he had started making videos like 7 or 8 years earlier, he'd have like millions and millions of subs at this point. Like, it's a very, like, this would have been real big in 2016 kind of vibe. You know what they say? The best time to be a content creator is 10 years ago. The best time to like start making videos is 10 years ago. But yeah, check out Bonus High Tops. Got hooked by the rundown, that's why I subscribed. Hell yeah. But I'm just saying, if you're interested in watching somebody who like makes videos, who like understands video editing above a basic level, and you know can actually write a joke, then check out Bonus High Tops. Speaking of trivia, you should make another video about the Monster Rancher wiki. That video is hilarious. I don't want to be too cruel though, right? Like, it gets to a point where I'm just like being mean at a certain point, and maybe it's deserved, but like, I don't know, man. I was thinking about your Pokemon video the other day, scared about the Final Fantasy community now. Hey, what are you gonna do? You can't let the weirdo stop you from making good stuff. Though, I mean, based on what you showed me in the video, I think you're gonna be more unhinged than any of them will be. Okay, we got rest next week. When's the next competition? Let's move up from rank C. Group, I can't do that one yet. Official? Fuck. Okay, so the next one is in May, 3rd week. It's quite a ways away. Maximilian dude is not. Max is like, we've talked about this before, but he is like the perfect personality for the type of thing he tries to do with his content. Like, he's got the exact perfect personality. And I'm sure he's a really cool guy. The videos aren't like for me, right? But I can respect that what he does very well. It's just, you know, I don't think I'm the target demo. Got DX, defeated Nostalgia Fever. I had found that even 20 some odd years later, I had no idea how to play it properly. I stumbled onto you. Ever been happy with the discovery? Hell yeah. That's what we like to hear. Okay, we're gonna go for a little drive on Rodeo Drive, as it were. I don't think I need to do any more power drills right now. We're gonna relax on that a bit. How's he doing the rodeo? Look at him go. 70? This fucking animation. Look at him go. Holy shit. I literally don't know if I've ever unlocked this before. You feed him 2 potatoes and a fist bumper, or 2 fist bumps and a potato. It's true, but you also don't want to spoil him, right? He did good this time. Inspiring. I love this game when I was a kid. I was that age. I don't really play this game anymore. Years ago, I used to love this game. As a trainer, we get excited when we got strong. Hell yeah. Never knew how to get all those amazing skills. Even did errantry. Some skills are just not attainable. Monsters died pretty quick. It's tough if you don't know what you're doing. Does the struggle bus contain monsters? Always. Nintendo fans are legitimately the worst fans on the internet. They make Star Wars fans seem articulate and insane. I want to disagree with that, but I don't know if I can. Eight seconds. Beep, beep. Okay, you have another fish. I feel like I'm feeding him too much, though. It says he's chubby. The irony of such an activity lowering intelligence. He's like bonking his head a little bit. He's definitely getting a concussion. He's doing okay. 500 power is pretty good for where we're at. Baki tofu in the bowl of water method. Yeah. Imagine brain becomes emotional while bouncing around. Yeah. Do you think they'll ever make a remaster of 3 and 4 like they did? I don't like to be a negative Nelly about it, but I don't think so. Marvel Rivals Season 1 this weekend. I think it drops 1 a.m. my time. I played a little bit of Rivals, but like it's really not my kind of game. I've moved away from team games in general because I don't have the mentality for it. I like team sports, and I am a competitive person, but without the ability to like communicate one-on-one with like people IRL, it's very tough. Like I don't enjoy it. Also, I think my restream chat may have died, so I'm sorry if I miss any of your comments. I'd take a Scuff Monster Rancher Pal World Mash. I don't know if I would. I think the open world concept does not lend itself to Monster Rancher. When team games became popular, it's so toxic. Like doing pre-mates with friends, but comp games are brutal. I've had fun playing with friends, but also like some of my friends are like pretty good at the game in the sense that like they understand what they should be doing, but they're like unbelievably bad at explaining what I should be doing as someone who's new to the game. So they just kind of like silently are mad at me, and it's like, use your words, big man. You learned this shit in preschool. Use your words. Explain to me what's going on. So they replaced the skill set from earlier Monster Ranchers with accuracy in the later version. In this one, yeah. Also, I think in the advanced games, it says accuracy instead of skill. And then it becomes skill again in Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher. Also, someone asked forever ago, but I got sidetracked. I don't remember if they asked in chat or if they... Oh, no, sorry. It was a YouTube comment. So I don't have to answer that. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, someone was asking if I had any plans on doing Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher tournament. Or Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher just videos. And I've got so many of them. There's a whole playlist of them. If you guys are interested in that. Yeah, I think the Monster Rancher 2, just more monsters and maybe techs or training. Just monsters would be awesome. I've said it before, unironically, Monster Rancher 2 Extreme, or Monster Rancher 2 Ultimate, or whatever, it just is Monster Rancher 2 with all of the monsters from the franchise. You know, maybe bar the ones that came out in... what do you call it? In the MMOs and shit. But as long as it had like all the mainline monsters and Quasimo, you know, you can throw in the waifus. It's fine. I'm not interested in it, but you know, if it helps you sell games. But just Monster Rancher 2 with that shit. Extra, like, challenges and stuff. A way to, like, limit break stats, which is, like, a thing in on Monster Farm Line that stops the game from becoming like, well, I got max stats, so there's nothing more for me to do, right? I was terrible at Overwatch. My cousin taught me to be a decent enough healer over the course of a few years, but he silently regretted many games with me. It's, yeah, it can be frustrating for both people, right? Honestly, struggle busting through Monster Rancher DX after transitioning from 1 Legend Cups and new content really helped a lot. It's, like, Monster Rancher 1 is a very easy game. Not even, like, just comparatively, but, like, in general, it's, like, it's not very difficult. Monster Rancher 2, you kind of need to know what's going on under the hood if you don't want it to be, like, a real pain in the ass. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Trampoline target? Trampoline and speed? Let's do that. Yeah, that's fine. Guess with the Steam release of Monster Rancher 1 and 2, modding or adding new critters would be possible. People have, like, looked into it. There's a couple of people who have reskinned monsters. But people are having trouble adding stuff. People are, like, finding ways to replace things in the game, but they're having trouble adding things to the game. You know, be the change you want to see in the world. If you know anything about modding, people are definitely looking for more help. Because it's a small scene, the modding is difficult, right? Once more people play the game, once the community gets bigger, then the modding becomes a lot more robust. Obviously, because you have more people looking at it. Around Dudley's team? Hell yeah, baby. So you have to be really skilled to make new models and cards and such. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Blue flowers. This is not good, but it's funny. I made this. I made a little centaur boy. I decided to teach myself 3D modeling, and like I'm not like, obviously it's super low poly, and I didn't bother putting any effort into the texture. But this took me like, I don't know, maybe like 6 hours? Maybe a little bit more. Maybe like 8. But it was just like a fun little thing when I was learning modeling. It's like literally the second thing I've ever made. I can show you... Is it this guy? Wait, where'd he go? He doesn't want to open anything. Here, one sec. Yeah, where did it go? There we go. There's also this guy that's not like... I was learning how to make a little guy. He's not fully textured. I don't really care about learning all the texturing yet. But I was like, I want to learn how to model, put a thing together. So I made this little guy. And I gave him a couple of poses. So he's got a little idle pose. Just a little bit of movement on like his legs. His upper body obviously has a lot more movement, has the twisting, a little bit of movement on his head. Just learn how to do like, you know, subtle movements. And then I made this running animation. It fits with the music very well. But again, like, you can just learn how to do stuff. Nothing's stopping you. It's obviously not like great, right? it's not like the coolest thing anyone's ever done. What do I call him? I don't have a name for him yet. So right now he's just running guy. But I've had an idea in the bank for a Monster Rancher style game for like 15 years. And I first made it, like my first iteration of it was in Game Maker 15 years ago? No. Yes? No. 20 years ago. In 2005. And I had to scrap it because I didn't have enough time to put into it. And I was in high school and stuff. But I'm just like, what if I just like learn Godot? And I spent some time this summer learning a 3D modeling software called Crocodile 3D, which is specifically for low poly stuff. It's basically for like low poly and like sprite work on your models. And it's really cool. So I spent some time learning that. And then I got super busy and didn't get to do anything for like 6 months. And now the winter's here, and I kept thinking, like, winter's coming, I'm going to spend so much time working on the game and this and that and learning stuff. But, like, I'm here, and, like, I'm going to be completely honest, it's not something I want to focus on. It's impressive implementing things you make in your favorite game. Yeah, you just do whatever you want. You can make whatever you want. There's no rules. But, yeah, I'm not, like, really motivated to, like, work on that right now. Right now, I would like to get some video stuff done first. I feel like that should take precedence. Especially considering, like, now, as it is, like, a slow time for work, the channel is, like, a little bit more important in terms of, like, income. But the game thing is, like, I'm trying to, like, learn, like, one C or, like, one Python module, like, every couple of days. Just, like, give myself something to do. Okay. So let's see what our schedule's like. Target rest? Sure. $60? I'm gonna scold him. What are you gonna do about it? Fuck you. I mean, stuff like that is great over time, and then a few months go by and you can look back and see how much further you got. I can look back in 6 months and be like, I haven't done anything in 6 months. It's just what happened. The thing about motivation is that motivation is fleeting, right? And people look at projects and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be the greatest thing in the world. And it's like, cool. When you're actually motivated and you have the energy and you're like in manic mode, even, you know, if you're not diagnosed with it, it's the easiest thing in the world. Easiest thing in the world to follow through on something when you have the motivation. The problem is doing it when you don't want to do it, right? That's the difficult part. Working on it when you don't want to. And it's not even like I'm burned out on game dev, because like I haven't even fucking started game dev. I've done like nothing. It's just I'm burned out on everything else. Does it have the classic monsters too, like Angel, or is it all new stuff? It's got like, it's not a lot of old monsters that were cut, but they did cut quite a few. Are we just gonna do it again? It's what? It's midnight? Let's just take a look at the monsters again. Everyone's favorite. You got your golems. You got your zooms. You got your tigers. And your hares. Hare looks very different. Hare's like kind of a different role in this game than he is in the Monster Rancher 2. You got your mews. You got your beaclons. You got your super ugly dragons that I hate. The game might not be the most difficult thing in the world, but it does take a long time if you're making your own assets, music, etc. Yeah, and I would plan on that. That would be the goal, right? I'm also like fully aware of scope. Like just from like my day job, I am aware of like how easily things can balloon out of proportion. And, you know, I'm trying real hard to limit myself to like, I need to figure out how to make menus. I need to figure out, how to make this guy walk around in a 3D space in an engine I've never used before. I need to figure out like how to make the math work in like a fighting environment. I understand hitboxes and how to set those up. I understand all that kind of like basic geometry stuff, but like I don't have like even the basics right now. So I'm not like, oh, I gotta implement this, I gotta implement this, I gotta implement this. It's like, no, let's like make a fucking let's make the very basics first and then we'll get into it. Did they keep Phoenix in it? Yeah, they did. Let's find Phoenix. At the very close to the very end. There's only the one. Mark, he's coming to get you. Game producer, my motto has been nothing is ever simple or easy. No, of course not. And then you do figure out how to do those things, and figuring out how to do the fourth thing breaks the third thing that you've made, and it's like, okay, cool. I do have like really basic understanding of game dev. I have understanding of logic and like really like simple instances, or like really simple concepts like instances and things like that from, you know, doing game maker shit 20 years ago. So I at least am not like writing down notes like, oh, that's what an if statement is. Like I'm not like at that level. I don't understand like the language. Like I don't know Python. I barely know C. So like I'm like working through that shit on like a basic level, but like on like a fundamental like understanding of like why things should work the way they work. I have a pretty good idea in terms of like I probably have a leg up on other beginners in that kind of sense. I don't have any ego about it. Like I'm fully aware that like, you know that I know that I don't know, you know? But it's more of like I feel like it's going to be easier for me to learn some of these things than it would for people who've like never like tried anything before, right? I feel like learning the language and like understanding how the syntax goes together will make more sense more quickly than it would if I was just like, I'm gonna build a video game. The kind of like when I was 13, 14, 15 doing it, and I was like, I'm gonna build a video game, and I had no fucking idea what was happening. It's like, how come my guy keeps walking through this wall? It's like, oh, I have my speed set too high, and one frame he's on the left side of the wall, and the next frame he's on the right side of the wall. That happened a lot. Most of the games I made were just like platformers, like Mega Man clones and shit. But like figuring out how to make like fighting game inputs and like how to make them work, and like it'll trigger under this condition but not under this condition, and you can cancel it under these conditions, things like that was like really fun to learn. And then tricks, that was like I made like a Double Dragon type game, but I was like, how come the guys at the top of the screen, when they kick, it hits me in the head? And so like learning to like make it so my hitbox is only the bottom half of my body, and so, you know, when they attack, if they are like off plane, if they're like behind me in the background and they attack, it won't hit me. We have to be like lined up, things like that. Is Monster Rancher 4 really the worst Monster Rancher in the series? Absolutely not. What's the... Did I really... Hold on. YouTube Studio. Let's take a look. Does it still have the title from... No, it's called Struggling Through Monster Rancher 4. The other one I had that was like the worst Monster Rancher game, that's Monster Rancher Hop About. That's basically a puzzle game. Site called Beyond back in the day. People make little video games on. Played a lot on that site back in the day. That's sick. Also, like, I remember playing like Mario Maker, like browser-based Mario Maker shit in like 2003, which, like, you know, you would like upload it to a forum and they'd be like, your level like sucks ass, and you're like, okay, why does it suck ass? And then like you look at some good levels and like you understand like, oh, okay, so like this bit teaches you about a bit later on, and like, you know, like basic game dev principles, like helping the player along and things like that. get more hop about. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like. I don't think the game is good, but I was enjoying talking to chat while I was playing it. Like, it was a fun stream. 79? That's a praise if I've ever seen it. But again, like I said, I'm not overconfident in my abilities. I understand that there's, like... I'm still coming in at the ground level. It's just, I do think I have a level up on, like, the basics.
I want to play video games.
Hey, Recovery, thank you for the sub. Very kind of you. I know nothing about game development. It looks super intimidating. Everything is until you start, though, right? It's as simple as that. Like I said in the Monster Rancher video I posted, I'm like, everything is easy if you're glib enough about it. Just do this, just do that. Right? But you can... The just do this and just do that bits only come after you've gone through the hard part. The ethically questionable spring? What's ethically questionable about it? 82 on power? Holy brother. The thing that helps the big projects is to think about smaller goals and not focus on the big plan. Well, that's exactly it, right? And so I just mentioned that, where I have a list of like things I would like to implement in the game, and it's prioritized in hierarchies of like, I need to figure out menus, I need to figure out movements, I need to figure out like interacting with like other like NPCs and shit, and then under that it's like collision detection, getting moves to work properly. And then under that, it's like, you know, math systems and things like that. And so we're just like, I'll get to it eventually, but like, you know, I understand that knowing the basics, you can't run before you walk. Aren't the machines evil in this game or something? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Yeah, I know. You're using gadgets. You're an awful person. Because I've had friends who are like, yeah, I'm going to make games. And then it's like, okay, cool. What game do you want to make? Oh, I want to make an open world MMO. I'm the sole dev. And it's like, okay, you know it's not going to work, right? And then they're like, wow, you're just negative. And it's like, okay, cool. And then like 6 months would go by and it's like, hey, how's your game coming along? And it's like, oh, I haven't started yet. All right, cool. And 2 years goes by. Hey, I do Pokemon mods now. Ambition is fine, but scope, like, and like being able to control scope is real important. Have some battle cards. Great ideas, but 10 years ago or too early, and I had to explain to him why it wasn't feasible yet. That's the thing, is everybody's an ideas man, right? And that's not to make fun of your friend or my friend or anyone else. We're all at some level, different levels of ideas guy, right? But this Monster Rancher type game that I've had in my mind and like on the books for like 20 years now, it's gone through 3 iterations now. There's the one I'm working on now, which is very, very bare bones. It's probably years before anyone even sees it with the rate I'm working on it. And that's fine. I'm okay with it. It's just something I'm doing in my free time to like learn more skills. There was the very first one I made when I do have a design doc, yes. I've spent more time putting together like the doc and like learning like absolute basic shit about modeling and things like that than I have actually learning like the languages I should be learning, or like learning how Godot works properly or anything. Like I've done the legwork on the basic bit, yeah. But yeah, so there was the stuff I was messing around with was a kid. There's the thing I'm working on now, and in my 20s, I told some friends about it who were like in game dev, and they're like, "This shit is sick. I love this idea. Let's work on it." And it became real frustrating real quick because, you know, they put a decent amount of time into it, not a lot. Like we probably worked on it for like a couple of, I would say like maybe collectively like a couple 100 hours. Like obviously that's not enough to make a video game. I'm not pretending it is, or like we were real close to having it done. But, you know, we all worked full time. So it was just like something we did when we got together. And they would come up with these ideas and stuff, and I realized real early on that I was completely useless to the project, right? And I didn't feel bad because I'm like, I can learn from these guys. It's not a bad thing to like just be the ideas guy, as long as you don't want to just be the ideas guy and like you want to like, you know, learn how shit works, because if everyone on the team is better than you, you can only get better. But they would start being like, yeah, I implemented this new idea and I implemented this new idea. And then after a while, it was like they weren't like asking my opinion on anything. And I was like, what the fuck, guys? Like, what the hell? And then they kind of got bored of it and they stopped. And so I was like, if I want this to happen, I have to do it myself. I have to like learn more stuff. And, you know, then I didn't have a real computer. It was really tough. I was teaching myself Unity on my 2013 MacBook, and, you know, it was getting up to like 80 degrees just trying to run like a single cube, like moving around to space. It was pretty bad. But then, yeah, where I'm at now is I'm coming at it from a perspective of like I have years of like managerial work now under my belt, where it's like, okay, I understand like things need to be done within a structure, and so I've got the structure laid out, and I've been slowly picking away at it. But again, like I said, it's probably going to be a very, very long time before anything comes of it. But either way, I'm starting to ramble. It is past midnight. I'm going to show this guy off one more time because I do like him. I'm pretty excited to give this guy a home in the game. The idea, like on like a really basic level, is that the game, you know, original content do not deal, is basically like a fighting game adjacent. It's not really, it's I don't know what I want to do with it yet, whether I want it to be an arena fighter or 2D fighter, but I like the idea of mixing and matching like you do in Monster Rancher. And so I want there to be like base models, and then you do stuff to the base models, right? Not in like a pit fighter or Metabots kind of way, but like you would have a robot, and then you would mix it with a specific character that would, like, if it's the robot, it makes him like a ninja, and if it's like something else, it makes him whatever. But that like one personality or whatever can be like associated with like many different like dolls, like basic shapes, and that's like the crux of it. So it's Monster Rancher inspired, but just making this was like learning how to model in Crocodile was a lot of fun. The only real problem with this model is the legs stick through the waist a little bit, but everything else is like tight. There's no breaks in the model. I spent a really long time making sure everything was like patched up properly. But yeah, this is like the very first 3D model I ever made, and I think he looks pretty cool. Whee! Animation too was fun to learn, even if it's just like really basic stuff. Metabots vibes. Yeah, realistically, there's probably some similarities. I will say, though, that he's not Metabots inspired. Also, this like one pose has him like super off axis for some reason. I don't know why it does that, but the rest of them are fine. Okay, we're into the sound effects. Let's stop there. Ever play Pod Racer? I just want a fighting game like that where you can level up your fighter as you go through the training battle. So I got the perfect game for you then, if that's something you want. And I was going to show this off anyway, because that's what he is kind of, you know, based on. But let me introduce you to a little game called One Must Fall. Have you not seen One Must Fall? Dude, One Must Fall is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. It is made by Epic Mega Games. So the Epic that everybody hates, you know, the Epic launcher you refuse to use. It wasn't made by them, sorry. They licensed it. They published it. DOS game. But it had a fucking career mode where you took your robot and you powered up the stuff you wanted. You could like change the frame data on their attacks and how much damage the attacks did. This shit was 1994, baby. It had fatalities, had the whole thing. It's sick. What the fuck? Yeah. The classic, speed too high. It had stage hazards before Smash Bros. Anyway, I play this shit competitively, in case you're wondering. Some pretty cool robot designs. I want to make a video on this. But yeah, it has a whole campaign mode where you're like, after every battle... Okay, turn off sticky keys. Cool, man. After every battle, like, you win money based on how you did. And then you buy more power, whatever you want, more armor. But let me see... The guy that mine is the little guy I made is based on, or I would say I used as like a really basic. Also, you can see how much faster he is now, right? I used as like a baseline when I was designing things. That's your friend? Hell yeah. Is that your friend that showed you this game? That's crazy. Is this guy Nova? You can kind of see the similarities, right? He's got like the angular shoulders and shit, and like the big arms. This guy's funny. He's got an infinite. He's got an infinite that like only I'm the only person on the planet who can do it. It's very, very specific. Anyway. Oops, I went to the wrong thing. Let me see. You guys don't get to see all the videos I have on my channel that are hidden. But I want to show you something real quick. Okay. Here's a video from the archives. Me playing this game in tournament. Looks sick. 1994 is probably into Heretic or Jazz Jackrabbit when this game is out. Brother, how much more does it make you want to play the game to know that Jazz Jackrabbit is in this game? He's a secret boss. Anyway, look at this shit. This is me. I love this game. This is a real ass game that we played. Off of a throw, by the way. Stunned? Off of a throw? You're dead.
Yeah, many robots
GG's.
are absolutely devastating because they...
What's funny about this is that not really Monster Rancher related, but the thing that's really cool about this game is that there's 8 robots that you can play, but you also have to choose a pilot. And the pilots all have different stats. So if they're fast, they move faster, they jump faster, you know, they can do more damage, they can do less damage, they can have higher defense. And the character I'm playing, Milano, is the fastest character in the game and easily, like, I think with every robot in the game versus any robot in the game, they all have their own, like, you know, damage and defense as well. If you're playing Milano and you get 2-tapped, you've lost. Like, you're dead. Like, instantly. How much do I take damage here? I forget. Off of like one attack? Yeah, okay. So like I got hit. That's one combo. I almost got stunned off of 2 hits. Half my health is gone. Nobody likes playing this character, and I figured out how to that he's like actually like super broken. Because he moves so fast that you can get these like kind of insane combos.
Yeah, many robots' throws are absolutely devastating because.
But yeah, he's sick. I love this game. See, here's you pick the pilot before you pick the robot. Also, you can see what I've been watching lately, which is basically just Stavi and Northern Lion and nothing else. Expose myself a little bit. That's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna do another stream on Sunday. I was talking about that. Got at least 3 of the same videos on yours. Yeah. I wanted to do a stream tomorrow, but I think I'm just gonna hang out with Tiana. And then Saturday I'm not doing nothing, so we might do a stream then. Underdog character always cool to see in tournaments. So the pilot underdog, the robot I'm using is like stupid fucking broken. Kronos, the robot I'm using is like absolutely top tier. Is it turning tomorrow? Is there? For One Must Fall? Is that what we're talking about? Monster Rancher 2, yeah. I know. Okay. It's Rocky 5 all over again. I took a character that's already broken and I gave him a Vendetta. I haven't rated Vendetta in a million years. GDQ's going. Got some Hot Dad, but we rated Hot Dad earlier this week. Golden Experience is playing some Pokemon. He's got himself a Magnemite. I love Magnemite's back sprite in red and blue. So we're going to go raid Golden Experience. You guys don't know who Golden is. Friend of the Monster Rancher community. He did commentary at Combo Breaker, which, you know, fingers crossed we get into Combo Breaker again this year. That'd be super sick. But I'm going to go get some sleep. I will see you guys probably Saturday, but either way, I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. I'll make a thing on YouTube. I'll make a thing in the Discord. !Discord if you're not there yet. Also, I lost focus. If you're not in the Discord and you want to join and you're on YouTube, you can't do !Discord, but it is in the description. But yeah, it's past midnight. I had fun today. We did a little bit. We made it to rank C. That's all I wanted to do. It's quite a struggle to like advance in this game. Artificially inflated playtime and all that. But anyway, I will see you guys later this week. Hope you have a fantastic one. And ciao.